skies and neon nights, controllers lit like fireflies. Old freaky gamer in the zone, level up the unknown. Game talk news, it's all a thrill, conquering worlds with skill on skill. Game on, game hard, streaming stars were never far. Game on, game hard, in this conquest we're avatars. Mr. Mike.
Hello everybody, this is Mr. Mike and this is the GamezAttack podcast, episode 85. AI is killing PC gaming. All gaming actually, not just PC gaming, but gaming in general. Welcome everybody to the GamezAttack podcast. Woo, yeah. Let's get everybody in there. Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you did not understand what the GamezAttack podcast is yet, well, then, I don't know. Maybe you should get your brain checked or something. Get that noggin checked. I don't know. Maybe the long COVID or something, or some things in government caused you to lose your mind a little bit or something. I don't know. But maybe get your head checked. But for the rest of you, you already know that the GamezAttack podcast is a podcast about video games, gaming, the industry, and of course, yours truly, me, Mr. Mike, the games that I have played in the past week and beyond, and what's coming in the near future, and so on and so forth. Oh boy, do we got stuff to talk about on this podcast episode, as you have clearly see behind me if you're watching the video version of this podcast. You can tell it is not right in the gaming computer industries right now. We got a darkness, a dark cloud that has been creeping very quickly, very pretentiously. Is that a good word to say for this? I don't know. I'm going to say because it's a nice word to say, pretentiously, in what is technology, storage, memory in general, and storage memory like M.2, solid state, stuff like that. Spinning disks, I don't think spinning disk storage has been affected too much, but anything that uses solid state storage like your phones, tablets. By the way, oh, my phone's charging over there. I was like, wait, where's my phone? No, AI has took my phone. Everything, which basically is a lot of things, like most of the stuff that you might use on a daily basis uses some form of storage, solid state storage, memory, etc., etc. And yeah, it is about to get real here, folks. And it is all thanks to AI. You can't blame Trump and tariffs and all that stuff on this. This is a global thing now. This is a global thing, and this is a manufacturing issue thing. For me, I always wonder why it is an issue, because I'm like, first off, everybody buys technology. Everybody buys computers, solid-state technology. Why is there not, in this world, in this great planet of ours, why is there not that many solid-state memory manufacturing companies out there? And most of them are in Taiwan, of course, because why would they be anywhere else? There's some in South, like South Korea and stuff like that. And then you got probably none. Well, we got some here in America, but that's about to go away for us consumers when I talk about Micron in a bit. And what else? Samsung, you got, who else makes memory out there besides Samsung, TSMC, Micron, I'm trying to think, Corsair. I wonder if they're a part of other companies, though. But there's very few. There's like very few that I can think of. There's G-Skill and all these other companies, but I think they're all a part of other conglomerates or something, or spin-offs, or there's always something where it's like, oh, you think there's more of these companies because there's more of these brand names, but then if you look behind the scenes, they're all like squished together into these major companies. And then people are going to go say, oh, see, this is why it's bad to have all this buyouts and mergers and stuff like that, because then you just got only a few companies out there. And I'm like, yeah, but why aren't these few companies? And of course, we're going to say it's all because of money, but still, if they want to make even more money, you would think they'd make a little bit, just a bit more capacity on this stuff. And I'm sure they don't like it that they can't provide enough product to enough people to sell enough product, because then their share prices go up when, you know, the board sees, oh, you sold even more memory and more of this and more of that. Well, what is the case? People say usually it's hard to make these fabs. It takes like 3+ years to make fabs, which to me says, well, maybe there should be some new regulatory things going on, especially here in the United States, because we're all about everything regulation and bullshit here. That's why nothing barely comes here in manufacturing anymore, because there's just too many things that we worry, that our governments, you know, worry about, stupid things, ecological things, all this stuff that you don't see in China and other Asian specific countries. Now note, lack of regulation also hurts, because then you got buildings that fall down, bridges that collapse, technology being made shoddily, and then it just craps out in no time at all. You know, you got shit like that, but still, there's got to be a middle road, at least to building like these fab company, fabrication things and stuff, and just not dropping the ball, but just going hard on that stuff. And then when everything is built up, then you slow it down. Then you know, make sure things are made right and correctly and stuff like that for the products that you're making and such. But, you know, it's all because, oh, we got all these reports to do and this reports and that reports. There's a lot of red tape that goes on here in America, more so than other countries. Hence why it's hurting us the most, because, you know, I'm just going to plain out say it. People are going to hate when I say it, but most of our country here in the United States, most of our people are dumb, lazy, overweight, you know. I'm just going to say it. Not that that says anything, but most of our people are dumb and lazy here in the United States. And, you know, we can all say maybe we're a little bit lazy here and there. You might disagree on that, but I think we are, and we're getting dumber. We're not teaching better things in schools. We're learning stuff that makes no fucking sense whatsoever in schools. The whole school system has been broken since even when I was a child. I never liked school. I never cared for school. I learned stuff from school, but I learned more in the outside world, learning more by myself outside of the whole system that is educational system, you know, learning how to read, write, and basic I can't even speak, so I guess I'm not that great. And basic arithmetic, there we go. And basic math skills. I'm not talking about algebra or super equations. I'm talking about adding, subtracting, multiplication, thinking, measuring, stuff like that. That's stuff we can learn in schools, but then we should be teaching our kids and people like accounting and how to make things with their hands, learning how to use tools, learning how to do trades, but they don't. Like I said, the last part of mine, oh, why is my camera going like that? Come on, camera. Unblur. I don't know why my camera was blurring there. Stop blurring, camera. The last thing that they taught us for so-called work-wise to learn how to do in school was fill out an application to like a fast food restaurant or something like that. And I'm like, wow, you guys are really pathetic as a school system. That's when I just really, and that was like in my senior year or something, when they're so-called teaching us how to write. Don't do this, don't write in marker. And I'm like thinking, well, first off, most of your applications are done online anyway, so why you're telling us how to fill it out on a piece of paper, which frankly nobody uses anymore. They were still kind of using paper applications back when I got out of high school, but mostly they were going all computer, internet based, not too long after. So I'm like, wow, you guys really just got nothing else going on here in the school. You can't really teach me anything realistic here, basic accounting, balancing checkbooks, all that, which I learned all myself, which I do a lot better job, I think, than most people out there that learn the shit if they ever did. I know most of my family and friends and stuff never learned how to balance their checkbooks before. So yeah. So that says something about the world. But yes, as a society, we are pretty much getting dumber beyond what you would think. And you'd probably hate, like I said, people are going to disagree with me on that. And frankly, I don't give a shit because it's true. American society is getting dumber and lazier, and the rest of the world is just catching up and flying past us, even if they're not doing everything right and things are breaking and things are falling apart and stuff. They're still going faster than us. And I don't know what I know what we should be doing, but it would take basically a totalitarian. It'd basically be like, well, we need a Hitlerian kind of a government and such to actually be able to force us to do the things they do. You know, like China, they want factories. They want to make all these chips and AIs. They just do it themselves. They just say, hey, you're companies. You're starting these companies now. Start building them. Build them fast. We don't care. We'll get you the stuff right now. Done. TSMC, they're building shit in Taiwan. They're doing it super fast. People are building stuff. People are getting these buildings built up fast, these fabs done. And here in the States, it's still taking them forever in Arizona to build and do this and do that. And then they're talking about, well, finally the building fab is finally up for this building for TSMC. Oh, but we just had a failure in the other building for some reason for power or whatever. And it's like, yeah, well, why didn't you just do a better power regulation? And then you hear stories that TSMC in Taiwan and stuff gets to control their own power and stuff. But here they got to be regulated by the outside businesses to do the power and all this weird stuff. And it's like, I don't know. This might be over some of your guys' heads on that, but that's how geeky I am. I read into the fabrication and the making and building of these extra huge fabrication plants that they're doing in Arizona. I read about all that geeky stuff. That's just way beyond anything else. But if you didn't notice, this is a video game podcast, not talking about industry and stuff like that. That's other people's podcasts. But like I said, it all comes down to we're basically out of memory, RAM, storage, solid state storage out there. It is not being produced in a manner that should benefit everybody, consumers and businesses alike. This is mostly all these businesses saying, hey, AI and these corporations are willing to spend X more amount of dollars than the average consumer on this stuff. So we as companies want to make this money and make it fast before the AI bubble bursts. Or if it doesn't burst, we're going to profit very highly on this so-called. We're going to jump ship here and say, hey, consumers, we've been selling stuff to you for so long. We're leaving you guys and we're going to corporate because they'll pay us more cash and stuff up front because they're desperate for all these chips and memory and units and stuff to build their shitty, stupid AI bullshit, and they're willing to pay us more. So we're going to go to them. You guys have been great. Now, no, you guys have been great, you consumers. You've been buying our stuff, but we want more money. So we're going to leave you, and we're going to go over there where there's more money. And I find that, I don't know, there used to be like back in the day, a businessman or a business to consumer, like, I don't know, handshake agreement or verbal agreement where it's like, okay, we're the company, we're going to keep we're going to keep making these products if, you know, and we're going to keep, I'm trying to say, what am I trying to say here? And we're going to keep the status quo where we're going to provide you the product, even though we want to sell, we're going to still sell, we're going to try to sell more to these bigger corporations and stuff that are making us money, but we're still focused and we're still loyal to you, the basic consumer, because we know if something fails up over there, we still know you got our backs here, and we're going to try to keep you, the main average consumers, happy with our products and services, and we'll keep selling stuff to you. Thus, if something happens over there or if something happens here, we always can hedge our bets. Now it feels like everybody's just all betting on big tech and AI and stuff, and they're thinking this whole fake cash flow that's, I hear, spinning around in a cyclone right now between companies. This fake cyclone of money is basically going to help them make extra profit and look good in their margins for, of course, the stock market, which always revolves around the bullshit that is for shareholders and stuff like that. And we're going to get out of the consumer business because even though we're making money, but we would like to make more money, we're going to leave the consumer business and we're going to go to these bigger businesses that make us a lot more money that we, the companies, feel would be much better. So leaving the average consumer industry and, you know, for computers and technology and storage and stuff, we're going to leave you guys to yourselves. We hope you do okay. There's still people out there that are providing you stuff, but there's very few that are doing it right now to provide you with that RAM and supplies of tech stuff. So whatever, we're gone. You know, we're going to the bigger, brighter, greener fields out there. But you guys have fun, whatever. And that's what it seems like. And now that Micron, which I have Micron down the street from me. I actually have a Micron. I'm guessing they're just a distribution part of it or something. It's mostly office buildings. So they must be doing like sales and customer service and stuff like that in that building, you know. But I do get products. Well, I did get products, I should say, sent from Micron down the street to my house when I ordered stuff, like crucial memory and storage and stuff like that from them. But now that Micron has just announced that after basically nearly 30 years of support, now they're going to go and just leave the consumer part of their RAM business and stuff like that, and they're actually ditching their brand Crucial here, because that's what their brand was. I didn't know that Micron was just basically Crucial. I thought Crucial was the company and then Micron would help them, but no, Micron they're the ones that have Crucial, which that blew my mind because I didn't know that. I learned stuff all the time. I learned something every day, I always say. But yeah, Micron is ditching Crucial to focus on supplying the AI market with RAM, which is definitely the worst kick in the groin to all us PC gamers out there, PC builders, you know, the gaming industry in general, because then you got Steam Decks, all that stuff that needs memory, Asus ROG Allies, you know, Xboxes, PlayStations, basic stuff like that, because they're not using AI for that stuff. Well, they are, but, you know, they got the chips going in them, but still, it's like, okay, so they're ditching the average consumer market. Instead of just keeping it and just saying, hey, we're still going to supply the consumer market, but it might be less than what we supply because we're focusing more on trying to get more production going to the AI bullshit that is corporate AI bullshit going on there, because we feel like we're going to make money. But instead, we're gonna you know, shut down our whole business that we've been doing for over 30 years, like I said, and over 30 years, and selling RAM to consumers and solid state storage to consumers and stuff because we want to make a bigger penny off our, you know, and we want to make a few more buckaroonies here on our products from bigger companies that are willing to spend more for this stuff and say whatever consumer market. So as it states here in this article, Crucial Consumer Business has been a major player in the PC building market since it was established nearly 30 years ago, back in 96, competing with the likes of Samsung, SK Hynix, Corsair, and Seagate. So those, and among others, which are the other few that are out there. Now, though, it's being shuttered as Micron shifts its manufacturing efforts to focus solely on supporting AI companies. So they announced this on Wednesday morning. I think I saw this on Wednesday morning. When I read this, it was in my news feed. I was like, what? Don't tell me. No, they're not doing that. Why would Micron do that? Because I knew, like I said, I knew about Crucial. I knew about Micron later, but I'm like, no, why would they just drop their whole consumer base? People that were loyal to them for over 30 years buying PC parts and products from them. And why would they just jump ship to an unknown part of a ship that could be the Titanic pretty soon that is AI, you know? And then I'm thinking, okay, that's not good for them because that can backfire on them. But as I was looking at all these news reports, I'm like, no, this can't be happening. So, of course, I went here to the Micron website, which you can't see, but you could go to Micron.com or Crucial.com. I went to Micron.com. As they go in their press release here, Micron announces exit from Crucial Consumer Business. And that's when I found out this was fucking true shit when they say, well, the AI-driven growth of the data center has led to a surge of demand in memory and storage. Micron has made the difficult decision. Instead of just trying to expand their business by maybe making some more fabs and stuff like that, they decided, instead of trying to expand our business to try to fulfill more on the AI side and maybe just say, we're going to lessen our sales for consumer stuff, but not kill it, but we'll still be there, but we're more so going to focus more on AI stuff. And then we're going to build even more fabs and more, more fabrication buildings and stuff like that to supply both AI and consumer demand so we can bring up the consumer's demand stuff again. No, we're just going to get right out of consumer and just focus on this thing that is not a proven technology at all. That's just, it does some good stuff, but it's going to literally, everybody's been talking about it, and it's been a news story, and I've been talking about it, and I'm sure you're sick of hearing it, people, but it's a thing that's just going to be, that bubble will pop. I hope it pops. Everybody in the gaming industry is hoping so badly that this AI bubble pops. And even though it's going to create a lot of destruction across the board for every tech part of the tech industry and the financial industry, when you see that stock market crash, that is going to crash pretty hard when that AI tech bubble bursts. And sure, it's going to affect a lot of the world, not just the United States, but a lot of the world and stuff. But think about it. The aftermath will be so much sweeter because then these companies will be more focused on trying to, get back their consumers, even though we're all going to be like, fuck you guys. They're going to all be like, oh, come on. They're going to drop prices like crazy. We're going to have such a price exodus on consumer tech and hard drives and all this stuff that we'll be living pretty again, hopefully, in the future. Or all these companies are going to go bust and then we'll have nothing. And then, there goes all the tech industry down the drain. I don't know. That could happen too. But they're talking about, we had the difficult decision to exit the Crucial Consumer Business in order to improve supply and support for our larger, more money bag-driven, that's what they're saying, for our larger money people. Cha-cha-cha-cha-ching. I wish I had my cash register here, or I'll just use the GTA pager here. Because we're making more money from them. strategic customers and fast-growing segments, said Summit Sandra. Summit Sandra, is that the name of the person? Summit Sandra? Sadana? Summit Sadana. That's right. Summit Sadana. Already sounds like a horrible person name. EVP and Chief Business Officer at Micron Technology. Thanks to our passionate community of consumers, the Crucial brand has become synonymous with technical leadership, quality, and reliability of leading-edge memory and storage products. We would like to thank our millions of customers and hundreds of partners and all the Micron team members who have supported the Crucial journey for the last 29 years. And I wonder how many people they're going to fire because they're not going to be doing this consumer-based manufacturing. And, of course, for all the people that you said, all the millions of people that you supported, now you're not, and you're just going to pull the plug next year. Oh, okay. We'll remember this. I know I will. It's just like how Microsoft has been going more AI and less focused on consumer, consumer support and loyalty and stuff like that, because all these tech businesses think, oh, we can just say fuck everybody else and we can just focus on big tech business inside our big tech business bubbles, and it's not going to hurt us because we're going to be making all this fake money, which is basically what it is. And then all these consumerites out there, meaning you and me, are going to buy into this shit and all these subscriptions or whatever they're going to do for AI. And that is not true. Because I'm not going to pay any money for AI shit. No, I don't. I do all my AI and online for free, whatever I do. Like if it's the podcast music stuff, I get it done for free. If I get some digital artwork recreated online, that's for free and stuff. Like there's like for Microsoft Designer and stuff like that, you can remove like background stuff from photos very quickly, a lot more quickly than me just doing it at home here on my computer using Krita and stuff, which I can still do myself, but it's so much easier to just put it on the Microsoft Designer website and say, hey, on this memory, like if you're watching the video podcast here, I could just put this video memory up and I could say, hey, remove the background. It does it like instantly. And it's all AI based. It knows what it's looking for and stuff, and it knows what I want removed, and it's like instantly removes backgrounds. And then I save it as a PNG file, and then there I go. I put them up on my videos and such like that. But yeah, it is bad times. And like I said, now that Micron is left, and they're, like I said, I've been using Micron Crucial memory for a very long time. I've been using Corsair too, because I'm going to talk about that in a second, because I just bought some Corsair Vengeance memory here. But yeah, Crucial and Micron I used to use all the time, and now that they're going to the fake side of the business with this corporate business bullshit with the AI shit, and they're fully heavily investing in that sector, which I did look at their stock reports after that, and their stocks did drop quite a bit after they said they were leaving the consumer business. I don't think the stock market, the people buying Micron stock have. I think they're all against this whole Micron leaving the big AI tech bubble. Leaving for the AI tech bubble, excuse me, not leaving the AI tech. See, if they were leaving the AI tech bubble, I don't know. But but going full force and just saying, hey, we're just going to provide all this memory, all this storage, all this stuff to the AI tech bubble, I think that's some bad business. I don't know about you people, but I think that's bad business. And that person that's running Corsair is the chief whatever business, financial bullshit officer, whatever. I don't know. I don't think they're going to have a job too far in the future with their whole short sightings on this stuff, because it's not going to work out for Micron and Crucial. And here's the thing. When the AI tech bubble does burst, and then they got to scramble to go, oh, shit, We focused all our efforts on this AI tech bubble. Anybody that's doing it, or we all focused on this AI tech bubble bullshit. Oh no. Now we got to come crawling back to the consumers. Hey guys, you remember us? Yeah, we left for the AI tech bubble because we thought AI was going to pay us more money and all these companies were going to pay us more money, but then everything fell apart and the AI tech bubble burst and now we can't sell any of this stuff. So we're coming back. We're back, people. We're back. We love you. We're back. Remember us. We love you. We know you love us, and we're gonna sell you all this great memory and stuff. Oh, you want to buy all this that the bigger AI tech companies don't want anymore? Oh my God, you don't like us. You got some new people right now. Oh shit. Oh, what did we do? And that's what's gonna happen. I know that future is set. It is certain. There is definitely fate there for Micron and Crucial, and it's going to hurt them. It's not just going to sting. It's going to be a big stinger, just like, what is his name, Carl Irwin, when the Stingray stabbed Carl Irwin through the chest and killed him. That's what it's going to be for Micron and Crucial for a number of years after they try to weasel their little asses back into the memory, even though we all need memory like crazy and stuff. And maybe it'll help them. They'll be easily able to come back because people, of course, will need memory and stuff. But maybe that will change. I don't know. But maybe people will be more weary about their stuff and them in general. But for me, I know at least it will be because I do hold some grudges on that shit. But maybe this will hurt them in a way where it's like, well, maybe most of our consumers and our business partners that focus on consumers and stuff, maybe they won't want them back. And when, like I said, the AI bubble bursts and they can't sell their stuff to that industry anymore, they're going to, of course, come back and they're going to turn that Micron wheel around. They're going to go right back and say, hey, we're opening up business again for you consumers. We're bringing back Crucial. Look, we can do this whole advertisement thing of AI Crucial coming back and blah, 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 and storage and RAM and all this stuff. We're coming back. And I wonder if that's going to hurt their reputation. Because instead of just saying, no, we're going to stay in the consumer's space, but we're going to lessen how much we're putting in the consumer base. If they would have just did that, sure, it'd still be bad, but at least they weren't killing that part of their business. And then they can do their AI bullshit stuff like that. But also, they should be trying to expand more on trying to make more memory and more stuff go on in the future, but also keep that consumer business alive. So when the AI burble, yeah, it's a burble. I got a burble going on here, AI burble. When that bubble bursts, they can say, okay, we tried, but now we can just focus more on our consumer business. We don't have to restart it up again and rehire people, and we didn't hurt our business, our core consumer business, because, our passionate fans and people and consumers and stuff know that we still stuck with them with that, even though we provided less. And it was harder because we were trying to do the AI bullshit thing. But now that that's gone and we can't make our bones from that anymore, we'll focus more on our consumer stuff, and then we'll try to figure out that other stuff, and then we'll expand and try to make more money off of that. But no, they're just saying, pull the plug. We're going over here. We're going to AI. And here's the thing, folks. This is the thing that none of these big AI companies will tell you. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all corruption to the highest level. Here's the thing. AI on what they think it's going to be and what it's going to do is not what it's going to be or what it's going to do. It's not going to be Skynet level. It's not going to be any of that stuff. So all the people that still worry about AI and how it's going to take over the world and all that, no, we don't have the technology. We don't have the software. We don't got the technology. You're going to need more than quantum computers to turn something like a Skynet into a Skynet. You're going to need technology far beyond even what the movies were showing to do that. Because think of it, AI, they want AI to be AI, artificial intelligence. They're trying to make it like our brains a bit. That's what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be like a human brain in the computer that does all this stuff, that can actually be alive and understand and stuff. If you do that, you're going to need much greater technology than what we can do now in this lifetime for what we can do. The human brain is thousands of times more, maybe even millions. I don't know. I'm saying thousands. I'm just going to say thousands, but I bet it's more like millions, more times more powerful than all the computers on the planet. That even though, you know, you could say what we can say about our brains, they're so complicated. It's so neural nets, this and that. You look at what Star Trek with data and stuff, and how many little pathways and neural nets it took, and tons of little things that made that happen. That's what this whole AI thing. And if you keep throwing stupid servers and stuff, they're not fast enough. They're not powerful enough. It doesn't matter how much you throw at this stupid AI for regenerative learning and all this stuff. You're gonna get the same outcome. And it's going to still do the same things. And I hear a lot of people saying that, oh, even now that they're pushing this AI technology and they're going to ChatGPT 4, 5, whatever it is, and all this other stuff, it seems like it's getting worse. It seems like this AI is getting dumber and stuff, and then it's coming back with dumber results and stuff that are not accurate at all, doesn't make any sense. And it's like, So they're not even going in the right direction, but they're still frantically pushing for this stuff. But having your whole business that you were providing hardware for businesses and consumers, and then just unplugging from the consumers because, we can make twice or three times as much money or more from just selling to AI, and say, fuck the consumers. If we ever have to come back, they'll accept us. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I dislike that a lot. That pisses me off as a person that buys, so-called consumer-grade tech. I don't even know why they call it consumer-grade tech. It's the same. Sure, there's business tech that's maybe a little bit better, but, I've been using technology and building computers for long time, many years. And I will put up any of my custom-built computers to any of those business computers any fucking day. Like this computer, like I said, it's already 6+ years old, this custom-built machine I got here. And it runs like a champ. And it's going to run even more like a champ because I just bought more memory for it. I bought two kits of 2 times 16 gigabytes, DDR4, 3200 LPX, Corsair Vengeance memory, desktop memory for my computer, because right now I got 32 gigs in my machine. I got 4 sticks of 8. Now, note, a lot of people say, well, AMD's not really good at having 4 sticks of RAM in there. You should only have 2 and all that, or else you get performance issues and stuff. I never had that happen. I read about that a long time ago when I first built the machine, and they were saying, yeah, don't have more than 2 sticks because AMD's tech can't handle that for that. And it's like, first off, I'm thinking, well, why did they put 4 sticks in there in general if it can't handle 4 sticks of RAM for these AMD chipsets because of the cache or something like that? But then I go, okay, and I tried it anyways, and it seemed to run just fine to me. And now I'm like, well, because of this whole AI bullshit and all this tech and how memory and stuff like that has been going up like crazy, I'm like, I was looking online. Originally, it was at B&H Photo that had this memory on sale for like $300 or something like that. There were 2 sticks. First off, they were originally like 2 sticks of 32s to make the whole 64 gigabyte thing. But then I didn't buy it in time, and that got pulled. So then I went to Newegg.com, and I found out they had some sales going on and I do mean sales going on Corsair Vengeance memory. And I'm like, these are only $119 for these kits of 16 32 gigs, 2x16 32 gig kits. I can buy 2 of these, and it would still equal basically maybe the same or a little bit. It was a little bit higher, but I did save an extra $30 because Newegg had a discount thing going on or whatever. And I bought it for around $300 and something for 4 sticks of 16 gigabyte RAM for my machine. Because, like I said, I do a lot of gaming on this machine. I do a lot of video editing. I do a lot of other stuff, multitasking. And I'm thinking, why not? Why not I took the plunge. I spent the money. And my memory's coming this week, so I'll be putting it in. Plus, I got to vacuum and blow out my computer, I'm sure, soon anyway. So I don't know if I'm doing it this week or next week, but if I do it this week, that would be somewhat interesting because then I got to unplug all the millions of cables from the back of my machine to do it. But yeah, I bought some memory. It was a up in air decision, but then I was thinking, well, if this ownership issue to try to get new memory is going to be a hassle for a while, and it's not going to just be a year thing. It's going to be like 3 to 5, maybe even 3 to 6 plus years on how bad this memory issue is going to be for people trying to get new RAM and storage and stuff. Trust me, it's not like a year thing. It goes on for many years with this stuff because, like apparently this, even though the industry's so fast at stuff, it is so slow at producing products and final products on this stuff. And I know it takes a lot to make RAM and storage and stuff like that. I know it takes a lot to make solid state chips and stuff and these clean fabs and all that stuff, but still, I don't know. You'd think they would have thought ahead on a whole lot of different situations. Like, what if there's wars coming? You would think they would be more prone to being more let's think of the future here and let's go forward on making this stuff so people have it, so people can always buy it and we can always have a product to sell and stuff. And, and then if you get these AI bubbles or whatever, we can supply that stuff as well easily and still make a lot of money from them and those stupid morons and still be able to, focus on our consumer base. But no, it doesn't seem like that. It seems like very bad business going on and very bad business practices going on the upper level of this stuff. But what do I know? I don't know nothing. Do I know about business? Do I know about all this stuff? Apparently not, because, all these people that tell you we're the smartest, we're the best, we got all this money and blah, blah, blah. I can't wait till it all comes crumbling down and then I can go, now who's smart? Who's smarter? Me? You? I don't know. I think I would be more smart on that, or smarter, I should say. Even though I'm an American and I'm a dumb American, I think I'm smarter than some of these company people, even though I don't run any of these companies. But if I did, I definitely wouldn't be pulling out of the consumer market. I would probably do the opposite. Sure, there would be this greener pastures with the AI, but if I was this like scrappy solid state storage memory production company like a Micron or somebody else, I'd be going the other way. If I had my own fabs and stuff, I'd be going the other direction. I'd be like, okay, you can all focus on the AI bullshit. Hey, consumers, I'm open for business. You can all give me your money. I don't care if you don't got money like this, the other thing. I'd rather let that that bubble pop than for you guys to be pissed off at me, because I know you guys are my consumer base. You guys will always be there for me if I'm there for you, and there's always going to be more of you, and not always be, constant, but at least I know that business is there, and I would focus more so on the consumer-based business, and because then I'd get all that good loyalty and stuff like that, and I'd provide a great product for them, and they would be willing to pay for it. That's where I would focus. I would go the opposite direction. But apparently, like I said, what do I know? It's all about the money. It's all about stocks and shareholders and bullshit like that. And that's why big business is usually bad, especially when they're controlled by shareholders and the shareholding industry, stock market shit. never liked that. Anyways, I still bought this Corsair Vengeance, which I have in my computer right now, which I was looking because I'm like, well, what do I use now? Because I thought I used Micron's Crucial Memory, but then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I went with Corsair because it was cheaper at the time too, and I heard they were very good back in the day. So when I built this computer, I put 4 sticks of 8 gigabyte 8 gigabyte sticks of RAM in this computer. So I had 4 Corsair Vengeance for the 32 gigs that I have in my machine now. So basically, I'm using the same memory in the same company, Corsair. So I'm supporting Corsair because they're still supporting me right now by providing me still memory and stuff. So fuck you, Crucial. Even though I bought solid state drives and all this other stuff from you, but still, fuck you. Corsair still provided me, and it was at a decent price, I think. I don't know, because I was looking up the price I spent on my 8 gigabyte memory sticks and stuff and I got the 32 gigs of that, and now I'm going to 64 with the 2x16 gigabyte DDR4 3200 RAM sticks. I thought it'd be a lot faster than 3200, but I'm not picky. My machine runs quite fast. But I'm like, if I had another 32 gigs of this machine, I bet that's going to do some stuff. I bet I'll be able to do even more stuff. Hopefully. I don't know. I'm hoping also that none of these sticks of memory, when they come from Newegg, are not working. I did not really have too many RAM sticks that ever failed on me before. So I've been quite lucky on solid state storage not failing on me, like right when I did it. I think I had one time I had like a memory unit fail, but then I just sent it back and they sent me a new one and stuff. But I'm really hoping that I'm really excited. Let's just say that I'm getting this little upgrade. This is probably the final upgrade that I'm ever doing on my machine. Because like I said, not too long ago, I already put in two new M.2 drives in my machine. All my drives are brand new in this machine. So I did all that. The CPU was upgraded. The graphics card is not the latest and best graphics card, but it's damn fucking good 4070 Ti graphics card in there, and I have a AMD 9 and AMD 9 CPU in there, so I'm pretty good on this machine for a while. I'm hoping it can last me another 6 years. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna last me 6 years, but shit, like I said, it's 6 years old now. If it can last me another 6 years or close to it, I'm all for it before I build another machine. And hopefully 6 years down the road, because that's what I'm saying. Hopefully this machine will last me another 6 years if I take care of it, blow it out, vacuum it out, keep all the memory and stuff good and clean and stuff like that. Plus I'll have those 4 8 gigabyte RAM sticks in storage, so just in case if I ever need them. But then 6 years down the line, if the tech industry is better, I will be able to go out and build a brand new machine with whatever. If they go to GDDR memory or something down the road or something, or GDDR RAM memory or something, instead of just doing DDR memory, because now we got DDR5. Are they going to DDR5 to DDR6, or are they going to GDDR6 memory or something? Who knows? But I'll be on top of the latest and greatest down the road, 6 years down the road, because everything will be different. Everything will be newer. But hey, if I could get another 6 years out of this machine, it's been a great 6 years with this machine. If I could get another, I'm happy for it. I'm really happy for it. So, like I said, supporting Corsair right now. And if you go to Newegg.com right now, you might still find some deals, because they had a lot of deals on PC tech, storage, RAM. I was surprised because originally I was looking at Amazon, and Amazon had shit. All that RAM, all the stuff on Amazon was just, nope. Third-party sellers trying to sell you RAM for, like, if I wanted like the 64 gigs of RAM for the machine, it was like $900+ and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are okay. That's crazy. That's stupid. I would never do that. I already did that once with graphics cards. I I really fucked myself over with a graphics card purchase because I spent way too much before. Not this current one, but my last one. And it's like, it still stings me a little bit. But at the time, I was like desperate for a better graphics card at the time. But now I'm like, okay, this is good purchase for this memory. And like I said, 6 years down the line, when I decide to get a newer machine and stuff, newer machine and all that, then hopefully all this will be behind us, or else we'll all be fucked. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below on my youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023 page under this video. Let me know. Click, or if you're on my website at OldFreakyGamer.com and you're watching this video, just click on the video and leave a comment in the YouTube video. Let me know what you think about this whole AI bullshit and Crucial. Micron is Crucial leaving the industry. It's going to be a big blow. It was all over the news. It was on IGN, whole bunch of stuff. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it in other people's podcasts next week. It is a big blow. It is bad, and I think it's very short-sighted on the company leadership part of this, of that 30-plus year brand that's been around 30-plus years supporting, and they got, all that loyalty now just got flushed down the toilet. It's just like they're doing that Microsoft thing. They're just flushing, because Microsoft is basically doing it with Xbox and everything anyways of all their products. They're just flushing that whatever they had for customer loyalty down the drain because of AI, raising prices, doing all this bullshit, just trying to squeeze out some better fucking projections for their fucking stock portfolio, which is fucking all a dream anyways. And then when the stock market crashes and everybody pulls out all that money out of all these companies like Microsoft and all that, they're going to be fucked to the high hell. And it's stupid because, like I said, it hurts all of us here in the gaming industry. It's the worst thing because think next-gen consoles. Are there going to be next-gen consoles right away? Because people are going to be spending a lot more. You complain about how much it costs to buy an Xbox right now or a PlayStation 5. Oh, it's going to be a lot worse. It's going to be a lot worse in the future. At least with Microsoft, they're hedging. They actually made a good decision to have tried this Play Anywhere stuff that people seem to not like, or Game Pass and all that, where you could play it on your PC, Xbox, Xbox ROG IX, handhelds, cloud, whatever, tablet. At least they're hedging their bets and spreading it out because they see that things in the tech industry are getting expensive. So even though they did poorly on us consumers with Xbox and the hardware and stuff, and raising prices and stuff, and of course raising Game Pass prices to $30, which a lot of people still don't like. I don't know. I still think $30 is a decent value. I wish they wouldn't have done it like what they did and just added $10 to that charge right away, and they would have just gradually put it up there and just flat out told people, okay, things are going to get expensive. The whole console thing is not doing so well. We're hedging our bets on trying to make it more broad for these games to be played more broadly, not just focusing on the console, but for PC, tablets, phones, whatever. So you can play your games wherever you are, however you want. And we're still focused, and we're more focused on trying to make the games instead of worrying about the machines to play them on, because we think we can just have you play them on any machine. So, and if they would have said that and then said, okay, and also with Game Pass, we still believe in Game Pass, but we know it's going to cost us more money. It's going to cost, we want to make Game Pass better, but we're going to have to raise the prices, and you're not going to like it because we're going to have to raise Game Pass Ultimate to $30. But here's the thing. Even though it's going up $10 for that, and the other parts of Game Pass are, I don't know, did they stay the same price or did they go up a little bit too? Whatever. But even though we're going to raise this tier and it's going to be $10 more, we're not going to raise it right away. We're going to raise it by a couple bucks every month or every other month or something until it gets up to that $30 price point. But we still value your business, and we're making tons of changes back here with Game Pass Pro Ultimate and all the Game Pass subscription services. We're making better for Microsoft Reward. If they would have did it in that way and talked to the consumers instead of trying to hide it and just coming out there and saying, we're raising prices on this, the consoles are going up this and that, and sounding like an asshole about it, maybe the Xbox community and gamers out there would be more susceptible to their bullshit anyways, because it's all bullshit because they're a multi-trillion-dollar company, but still, they would be more saying, we understand. We know you're a multi-trillion-dollar business, but we understand that you're still trying to keep the brand alive. You still believe in Xbox. You're focusing more on the games and making better focus on this products, and the Xbox ain't doing it so hot. So you're still going to make Xbox in general, but things are going to be more expensive, but you're still trying. If they would talk to us, that would have been a better decision than just going, here you go, $10 more for this. This is up. This is up. Yeah, and that's across the board. That's the industry. And the gaming industry is going to be hurting so bad. Our hobbies are going to be hurt so bad. Unless if you're one of the few like me and a few others that own this tech already. Like, my whole plan on the Switch 2 right now is like, do I really want to ever get a Switch 2 in the future? Will they even come out with an OLED Switch 2 now? Now with all this storage and AI bullshit going on? I think not. I don't know. I don't even think I'm going to get a Switch 2. And if I do, it's probably going to be at the end of its lifespan when they got sales going on for the Switch 2. Or if there is a Switch 3 down the road. I don't know. Who knows? And it's backwards compatible with Switch 1 and 2 games and such like that. But otherwise, I don't see myself buying another Nintendo console in any near future right now or future right now, because it just doesn't make sense for me. Especially with there's not that many games that I really care about that are on it right now. And the fact that I haven't even touched my Nintendo Switch in ages. Got tons of games that I still can play on it. Haven't touched it for ages. And now that I'm more PC-centric with my Xbox Raw Galaxy X and Xbox Series X and my major PC here, I'm good. I'm good with my PCs and my Xbox. I'm good. I am just fine. And for Steam, that Steam machine going forward, oh, fuck, Valve. I don't think they really... I think they're going to be bummed because people won't be able to afford these things because they're going to be a lot more expensive than you think now, especially when got more memory brands leaving for just AI pastures in the future. I don't think that's going to be the machine. And, for all you so-called Linux... lovers out there, it's not going to be that much better for you. I don't think games are going to be coming to Linux-based systems just like you want them to. It's not going to be, Microsoft and Windows 11 sucks, Windows sucks, Microsoft sucks, we're all going to Linux, but you won't be able to play most of your games on Linux yet, on the Steam OS. There's a lot of games on Steam OS, but still not. So, like I said, industry is going to be fucked for a while. There's going to be hard times coming forward. Unless if you're a person that already owns this stuff or you're willing to make that big ticket purchase and spend thousands of dollars on a console going forward or a PC going forward or a handheld. Otherwise, if you don't have that money and stuff, you're just going to be out of the game in general. And you're just going to have to stick with what you got, and hopefully it'll last you for years to come, And if your machine or whatever isn't future-proofed, because, I heard news saying that all these people are still on Windows 10 for some reason because they're not unwilling to buy Windows 11 machines and stuff, which I can understand because they're expensive. And this is a bad time to be leaving one version of Windows to the next, and because you got to buy a whole new machine, and that ain't good. That ain't good times. But if you can stick with your machines now and you take care of them and you can still play games, you're just going to have to not worry about play them at the highest resolution and frame rates. That's all I can say. I hope it works out for most of you. Like I said, I am one of those very few I'm a very lucky individual. I shouldn't say very few, but I am a lucky individual that I get to afford to buy an Xbox Raw Galaxy X and I already had my Xbox Series X since launch, so that's and upgrade my PC and do stuff that I do and spend some money on my hobbies. But that's just because I got some, I that's just how I financially can do that stuff. But still, even I think and question stuff. Like I said, I'm not gonna get a Switch 2 because if it's not something financially feasible that I'm gonna use, why? But it's such a bummer to start off this podcast, and 1 hour into this podcast already, just talking about this stuff. So let's get out of this and let's go on to the next either good or bad story. Let's get out of. I promise you, folks. Okay, this is a bad promise because who knows? Like I said, every week something's been going on about something about AI bullshit. Something that's attached to this AI bullshit. This is the new pandemic, folks. This is the AI pandemic. We just left the so-called pandemic with, I even forget what that pandemic was called already because I don't really care. With the one pandemic, and now we're in the AI pandemic with technology and storage and all this stuff, and all these companies having this fake Aura cloud. They're the what do you call it? They're the Scientology of AI, which just say here in this fake AI cloud, doing all this doom and gloom across the industry. I got to stop hitting my keyboard here. That's what I get for having this weird corner desk thing going on here. But yeah, it is a lot of bad. And I know I'm going to try to say and promise this for the next podcast, but I can't guarantee it. But I'm going to try to promise that I won't talk about AI on the next podcast. But if something else big goes down in AI and the gaming industry and stuff like that, I got to talk about it. But I don't want to. But I'm sure people want to know my opinions or listen to some news that is around that and stuff. But it is short-sightedness on Micron's part, I think. Were crucial. I think they should double back while they still can before they jump ship to an unknown ship that's just going to sink. Why would you jump from the ship that's been going nicely and calmly in the water to jump into the Titanic where you're just going to hit that digital iceberg and you're going to sink that whole company really badly when that AI bubble bursts? Why would you want to do that to yourselves? Why? I think that's short-sightedness, and I think it's just corporate company greed. They don't care about you, the consumer. They don't care about me, the consumer. They care about the bottom line. And companies that just only care about the bottom line and not focus on just, hey, we're making money, just keep doing a good thing here and just keep making money. No, we got to make more money. And then when you get to that thing where you got to just keep going and make more money and you're not doing it correctly and you're just trying to rush things, it's just going to work out poorly for anybody and anything. It's really bad. But let's move on. Like I've been saying 20 times over, let's move on. Let's talk about other companies, mergers, stuff like that. Where is it here? I'm trying to get over here. So what about this Netflix deal that's might go through? We'll see what the regulatory things are, but a lot of people say this is probably going to go through. But Netflix announced that it's going to purchase, that it made a deal to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. Is it both Warner Brothers Discovery or are they just Warner Brothers in general? But it says Warner Brothers, but I think it's Warner Brothers Discovery to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery for $82.7 billion. That's with a B, $billion. So of course Netflix, mostly known, and you might not wonder why I'm talking about Netflix, because they're not a gaming company or anything, but they're acquiring a company that owns a game studio and company. So Warner Brothers Games is under Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers Discovery. So they're owning that as well. So basically Netflix right now is just talking about theaters and stuff. We're going to continue to support theaters and release movies in theaters and stuff and but we might have shorter time frames for those movies in theaters where we can just put it on our Netflix main account so people could just watch these movies on Netflix and stuff, which to me, I'm all in favor for. I don't mind, even though I don't like Netflix and I think they have nothing on Netflix really, but now they're going to have more stuff because they're going to have Warner Brothers and Discovery stuff on there, which if they do have Discovery stuff on there too, I wonder if they'll have all the American Chopper stuff and all like that. I will go and subscribe to Netflix for a little while if they can get, because it says Warner Brothers, but because it says to buy Warner Brothers, including the film and television studios, HBO and HBO Max. But what about the Discovery side? Is that also going with them, or is that no? Because it just says Warner Brothers here in this. I gotta look. Let me hold you off on this. Give me 1 second. I gotta do some more research. Okay, I'm back. It was a very quick. Actually, I should have took a drink of water while I was doing that. I excuse me, taking a drink of water. Quick drink. You heard that on the podcast, I can tell. I had to do some quick research because I didn't even think about this because all these news articles are saying Netflix is announcing a deal to acquire Warner Brothers, but it doesn't say Warner Brothers Discovery. So I was wondering, is Discovery going along too, or are they just buying the Warner Brothers side? Now, according to the online, let's say, I don't know if it's the AI side or whatever, but I checked in general and a few online sources, main search engines and stuff. They all say it's the Warner Bros. And Discovery side. So that means it would get like American Chopper and all that old classics and stuff like that. And like I said, I missed all the American Chopper stuff because you can't really watch it easily unless if you spend a cha-ching amount of money to do that. So if they can get that all under Netflix, I'll watch that stuff because I wanted to purchase the Orange County Chopper. I know I'm not video game talk, folks, but I don't know. I just felt like that's something that I was interested in. There's a few shows that I like that in order to watch those shows, you would have to spend a lot more money to watch those shows. So I don't know. Like I said, I have mixed feelings with Netflix. I just don't like Netflix because, and it's not just because they raised the Netflix subscription price in general, even though that's a bad thing, but they didn't have the content that I wanted. They have some content. Like when they've been doing like some of the anime and stuff on that side, like for Edge Runners and now Edge Runners 2 coming out in the future. Then you got the Terminator stuff and you got a few things here and there because otherwise most of the other stuff I just did not care about for Netflix. But they have certain things that I will pop on Netflix once in a great while to pre-order or whatever, not pre-order, to see because they were very interesting and worth it at the time, just me to binge watch certain stuff. Otherwise, I don't have no misguidings about Netflix. If they're acquiring for more content, which they definitely need some actual content, and they're going to have actually film studios that they're going to own now, like I said, if the deal goes through, which I'm sure it will, I would guess, because it would cost them and Warner Bros. A lot of money, and Warner Discovery a lot of money if the deal fell through or something. But when they acquire this stuff, I'm thinking even though like I said, it's smart. It would be smart for Netflix to allow movies to still go to theatrical release because then they'll have a bigger presence out there in Hollywood and stuff like that, or like I like to say Hollywood, and consumers that are still more theater centric. Like me, I'll go to the theater. Like I'm gonna go see that new Avatar: Fire and Ash. I might see that Kill Bill remake. Well, what are we calling a remaster or something like that? Where they putting all the Kill Bills together, Kill Bill 1 and 2 and stuff like that. But I'll still go to the theater to watch movies. But also, these movies are gonna be coming to Netflix a lot faster, meaning they'll have it a lot faster as well to show off. I think that's pretty decent. I like that because, I'd rather watch it at home where I can pause and rewind and stuff like that instead of sitting in the theater where you got people just putting their feet up on chairs, people talking because they can't shut up. You got kids and phones going off and stuff like that. You know, sometimes watching movies at home and stuff is a lot better. But I'm not talking about I don't really care. I care, but I don't care about the film. I'm wondering, like a lot of other people, which they haven't mentioned anything about, what's going to happen to the video game part of the business of this Warner Brothers. Are they going to keep and allow Warner Brothers games to continue under theirs, or are they going to maybe try to sell that off to somebody else that can make games and stuff and just license out, or let them use the license for their stuff or whatever? I'm wondering, everybody else is wondering. That's the biggest thing. Or will they just let Warner Brothers games be Warner Brothers games and make games and continue to make, you know, the Batman, all that other games and stuff? Because I'm interested, because there were some good games that came out of Warner Brothers games for a while. And then Zaslav came in and fucked up shit, I guess, even in the gaming division. And I don't know. But it's a question. It's a question. Also, I like how there's going to be a consolidation, good or bad, depending on what you feel like it is, that everything from HBO and HBO Max and everything else is going to be consolidated under one roof, and it's going to be one app that does it. Like when Disney also took over Hulu Plus, whatever you want to call it, and now Hulu's just going to go into Disney Plus, even though Disney Plus is getting expensive and people don't like Disney. And, you know, like I said, I have some feelings. And yes, mergers and stuff and less choice and all that stuff. Yes, I understand people that it's a bad thing, but I also dislike the fact that in order to see your content, you got to go to like 5 different streaming services to watch your content. Hence why I, Mr. Mike, mostly purchase all of my Blu-rays and content. I buy all my content on Blu-rays and DVDs if they don't make certain things like shows on Blu-ray and stuff like that. I just bought a whole huge stack of movies and TV shows again, added it to my digital collection. I rip them and I put them on my server and stuff like that. And I had thousands and thousands of discs in storage here. And I believe in ownership of my content because, like I said, Disney Plus, Netflix, anything, any of these studios, something can happen to them. They could go out of business. They could lose all the content and licensing. The internet could just go bust and go down. And if that ever happens, I got my shit right here. And people will say, well, if that all happens, then there's going to be some really big dark shit going on in the world. And yes, that's true too. Then we have more problems than, oh, do you own the latest film of this or this category? Yes, then we have bigger issues in the world. But shit, at least I have my own library of films and TV shows, and I don't have to worry about seeing who has what, you know? So that's just me. And yes, I know there's less competition and all that, but here's the thing. These film businesses can't seem to afford to do anything anyways. So what are they going to do? Just go bankrupt and just not have anything? Or is it better? And I think Netflix, even though they make a lot of crappy shit, and then there is some stuff that squeaks out, maybe owning an actual film production part and TV production part of an industry will help Netflix get better content, I would think, throughout Netflix, because they want a lot more content made. They're not ones that are saying, yeah, we'll bring out a few things here and there. No, they're willing to spend money on more and more and more and more and try to, you know, farm out or get more stuff. So I would believe that maybe they might consider bringing in some, you know, using that talent to broaden their whole product line over at Netflix. But like I said, I'm more interested in the gaming side and seeing what they're going to say about Warner Brothers games going forward, if they're going to just continue to allow that brand to go forward, or if they're going to try to sell it off piecemeal to, get back some of that billions of dollars that they're going to spend on it. And I know it's all very early on, but I'm hoping they do right by Warner Brothers games. If they keep it, that's great, because then you can make Warner Brothers games will have more IPs to work with. They can make Stranger Things games, stuff like that. Whatever. I'm interested in that. I hope it's good. I don't know. We've seen a lot of bad, but it seems like Netflix still wants to be the company that makes the most content. Sure, they're raising prices like crazy, but they got to spend, in order to spend all these billions of dollars that they're spending on these franchises and companies and all that stuff, they got to make some money on that too. So them raising the prices, sure, it's going to cost you guys more, but you're getting more content and stuff. And they're owning legit stuff here that can make legit content. You know what I mean? They're not just making it off of their own Netflix lots and stuff. Not that they don't do a good job at times, but they're going to get more IPs and stuff out of it. And like I said, I'd rather have one less streaming service to subscribe. Not that I subscribe to any, except for probably Amazon Prime, but that's only because I've been using them for a lot of packages and stuff that I've been ordering from them. But so I get the Amazon Prime Video for free with that, sort of. But otherwise, I don't subscribe to Disney Plus or Netflix or anything, or Hulu or whatever. I just subscribe to when they have enough content for me to binge watch, and then I'll go back and subscribe, and then I jump off. And for those people that are like, oh, I got to have this, and it's costing me a fortune, I'm like, well, how many other subscription services do you have? This is why, even though I hate subscription services for everything, but I make sure that I don't have to subscribe to everything. And if I do subscribe to something, I'll subscribe to one thing at a time, and then I'll go to another thing down the road. That's how I do things with subscription-based services. So if I do decide to go back to Netflix, I'll go back for a little time. So even if I'm spending like $20 or something a month, it's not going to break the bank for me. Because it's only $20 or something a month to watch HD content from. And then when I'm done binge watching what I can from Netflix, then I'm gone. Then I go on to the next thing. Or if it's the case of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, I just keep it until it just really doesn't have anything, until it gets really expensive or really doesn't have any content to give anymore, So like I said, $30 a month for that, whatever. It's a drop in the bucket for me. It's a drop in the bucket. Might not be for everybody, but it's a drop in the bucket. And think about what other things do you spend $30 on a month? You can't even go to the movie theaters without spending like almost $30 to see a movie nowadays at a theater. So, and that's what somebody else was saying. You can't even spend $30 at a movie theater now, basically, to see one movie. Where you can subscribe to a Netflix or something, you could see thousands of movies and TV shows for like less than that. And people complain. It's weird. It's a weird society we live in. But hopefully Warner Brothers Games will get some insight on that. Hopefully maybe Netflix will be smarter about that than Warner Brothers Discovery is about their purchase when that eventually goes through and they full outright own everything. And hopefully we'll see some new games and some stuff, and hopefully Warner Bros. Games could get better, or they'll sell it off, hopefully, to somebody else. I don't know. We'll find out in the future, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't see too much bad, because it's not like Warner Bros. Games has been doing great lately with a few of their games that have been coming out of it. They've been hemorrhaging a bit. But we'll see. We'll see going forward. So enough about that. Let's see. We're going to get into the Gamez Newz Now pretty soon. But we got to still talk about games that I played on past week. And I did cancel my one episode over the week. If you didn't know, if you were still wondering, I did put it up on my schedule. I didn't put it up on my social networks. but I put up on my schedule saying I canceled my latest episode of my Let's Play for the week. I was so bummed by that because I was going to try to re-record my video, because originally I was playing The Outer Worlds 2. And at the time of that recording, I was trying to play the game and I was having a lot of trouble in the game. Now, no, the game, The Outer Worlds 2, is not perfect, and I'll talk about this when I talk more about The Outer Worlds 2. It has some issues to it, so I was getting frustrated. Plus, I've been really busy, of course. I try not to be busy, and I also say, well, it's the winter time, so hopefully I'm not as busy sometimes, but I've been extra busy because I've been doing other things, and work has been extra busy for me for crazy instances. So I've been working harder and more, and I've been more tired, and then I'm trying to do more at home and workout-wise and preparing-wise for when I take my little Christmas break and stuff, my little Christmas vacation, I should say, my little Christmas home vacation break. And I've just been running around doing stuff for the holidays, this, that, and I've just been so tired. So when I was trying to record the latest Let's Play episode, I was so tired. I was like, oh boy, I'm trying to play this game and I'm trying to focus and I'm not. And I'm just getting irritated and aggravated, and it's coming out into this video and you just hear me complain and whine, and I'm just so aggravated. I'm making tons of mistakes and it's just horrible, like horrible. It looked so horrible when I was watching it back. And then I ultimately decided, instead of putting this crap out, of me complaining about The Outer Worlds 2, which it's not all it's Outer Worlds 2 fault. It does have some fault and some blame to go along, but ultimately I was like, this isn't content I want to put out. And I put out a lot of crap too. I admit I do put out a lot of video crap, but I'm just like, no, I don't think I'm going to put this video out. I said, and I was going to record it the next day or whatever, and I just ended up not having the time to record a video. And then I said to myself, well, I'm just going to have to cancel this week's Let's Play. So I did, and I didn't have the video, but I did make a Let's Play for next week already. I got to just edit it and put it, edit it and make it, pre-available for Wednesday. Did a lot better job. That's with Marvel's Cosmic Invasion. I played that as a Let's Play for next week. And then the following week, I'm going to try The Outer Worlds 2 again. Well, hopefully it'll work out again. But yeah, I kind of dropped the ball. But here's the thing, folks. This is what I do. Like I said, I don't make money for any of this stuff, but I also have my own little thing where I just won't put out super garbage content. I saved the video. I saved it for something for down the road. If I ever want to go back to it to be like, hey, people, look at this. This is me doing a pathetic video of something or whatever. I don't know. I saved it for myself for archival. But I also try to provide the best content. Like I said, I don't do always the best on all my content, especially podcasting, whatever. And I admit that, but at least I try to make it. If it crosses my line of bullshittery, I will just pull that plug on it. I just wanted to say that. That's just me, Mr. Mike, saying, hey, I take value in my stuff that I like to make. My art, my gaming stuff. Because like I said, even though I don't get paid for any of this stuff, even though I have a Mr. Mike's tip jar at OldFreakyGamer.com, and you could go to the tip jar, or if you go to my YouTube page at youtube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023, in the links, you could go to Mr. Mike's tip jar, and if you feel like I'm worth something, feel free to tip me some buckaroonies, which is you click on the link, it'll take you to the page, you can read the page, you click the link or whatever, you click in, it takes you to my Square, official Square page for it, and you can throw in whatever you think, $5, $10, whatever you feel, and it goes right back into the content that I make and what I do and all this stuff. And makes me feel like somebody cares. But yes, but besides that, I do it for free. This is a hobby of mine, and I just don't want to have the worst of the worst. Now, I do got a lot of old content that's pretty bad, but that's my early days. That's me just learning stuff and fumbling and trying things out, because I like to always try new things out. I'm always trying new things. New things have been going around in my head about my content. So, yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that's why I dropped my Let's Play for last week, because I felt like it wasn't good. And I talked about this before a very long time ago, that I will drop content if I really feel like it wasn't up to at least my cruddy snuff on that stuff. But, yeah. Next week, you will have a Let's Play during the week, so do not worry. That Let's Play will come. It will be out. And of course, this upcoming Friday, I will hopefully be having and streaming a brand new game for a first gameplay live. This isn't going to be a game on. This is going to be a first gameplay live. And hopefully it's going to be Terminator 2 2D. Which is supposedly coming out this Friday. We'll hope, and hopefully I'll be able to purchase it on Xbox.com and stuff for it. But it's supposedly coming out this week, on Friday, for Terminator 2 2D No Fate, the side scrolling pixel-based game, and I'm interested in it. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it's not too difficult for me to play. And I'm very interested to see what is going to be commencing in that game. And I said to myself, well, why don't I do a first gameplay? But this first gameplay is going to be live. And I did some live first gameplays before. So that's what we're going to have. Because I just realized it. Because it was originally going to be like more Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because I'm having a blast in Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm loving Assassin's Creed Shadows, by the way, folks. Even more so than the Outer Worlds 2, because I've been playing more Assassin's Creed than Outer Worlds 2. But I got to get back into Outer Worlds 2. But I'm having my issues with it. But we'll talk about that, I said, in a minute. But yeah. So I pushed more Assassin's Creeding for Terminator 2 2D No Fate, because I'm like, oh, it's a new game. It's coming out Friday. I am streaming on Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time here at OldFreakyGamer.com, YouTube.com/OldFreakyGamer-2023, or Twitch.tv/OldFreakyGamer. Places where you can watch my live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays. And I said, yep, I'm going to do Terminator 2 2D No Fate on Friday. So hopefully we all like it. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's going to be something that you guys might like. So before you buy it, if you're on the fence about it, I'm going to stream it on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you'll be able to see what the game is basically and see if you like it or not. And I'll see if I like it or not, because it's going to cost me $30 almost? Is it like $24 something or whatever it is? It's going to cost a little bit of money for the game, which is understandable, but still, we'll see together on Friday. And then the following Fridays, I'm guessing it's going to be, because that's going to be not before Christmas, but it's going to be, I think a couple Friday after this Friday, the next couple Fridays is going to be a lot of Assassin's Creeding, because I'm just wanting to play more Assassin's Creed. I've been loving Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've been loving that game. It's a great game. It reminds me of Odyssey all over again right now. And I've just been having a hoot and a holler for it. So why don't we get into the games that I played in the past week. I almost said the Games Talk News. And let's talk about that quickly before we get into the Games News Now.
The games that have been played in the past week.
Oh my God, is it dry? My throat's dry. Dry in this house. That's the only thing I hate about winter. My sinus nose, as you can maybe tell, if you didn't tell before, and my damn dry throat. I'm a dry boy. Drinking a lot of water, which means I got to pee a lot more. A lot more drinking, a lot more peeing. Oh, the games that I've played in the past week this week were Spray Paint Simulator that I've been playing on the Raw Guy. You know, sit back, relax, chill out, do just some spray painting on the walls, you know, paint up the walls, paint up these galleries and scenes and cars and stuff like that. That's what I've been playing. There's nothing more to it. It's a simulator game. You heard me talk about it a million times. It's one of the many simulator games that I like to play. It's on Game Pass, so why not? And it plays very well on the ROG Ally, and I just have fun doing it. And I also did not play any Power Wash Simulator 2 this week, which is weird, because usually I'm always playing some Power Wash Simulator 2, or Power Wash Simulator in general, but I didn't play any of that this week. I only got into Spray Paint Simulator this week because I was busy doing other stuff, but I still want to get those reward points earned and stuff, and I still want to play some games, so I just said, why don't I get back into some Spray Paint Simulator here, and I just did some of that. Had some fun spray painting via my ROG Ally. And on the PC side, I've been playing Supermarket Simulator some more, just basically running my shop, another simulator game, and just running my shop, I'm trying to get more than, like, I'm thinking like 20, 30 grand into my shop before I start doing some more major updates to my supermarket grocery store that I'm doing. And I'm doing some weird things, like I'm stockpiling product so I can have more product to be able to be put on the shelves so people could buy more product. So I've been spending more money on stockpiling and product and stuff. So when people come in to buy my product, they'll have plenty of product to purchase from me, which helps me make more money. I've been doing it in a weird way that I've been profiteering pretty well. I've been earning like $1,000 or $2,000 a day from my business, and that's pretty good. And I'm trying to keep the business still small. I didn't buy any more product licenses or anything. I didn't expand my supermarket yet. I didn't hire any more employees. I just hired back my stock boy. That's about it. It's just me and my stock boy stocking the shelves, and me cashing people out and cashing people out and cleaning up the shop. Even though I am having the feeling that I might have to get a second cashier eventually, because so many people are coming into my shop that they're complaining about how long the line is, and I'm going as quickly as I can. I'm going but when you get those cash payments and you have to do all the extra moving this and that and clicking on this stuff, it takes a little extra time. But and I'm not doing any of those door dashing things in the game that they asked me to do, and I just cancel those DoorDash orders all the time. Not until I get actual cash, a whole bunch of cashiers, and when my supermarket's actually big and it's supermarket size, and I got a ton of money and stuff like that, and I have all these extra cashiers and stuff, that's when I'll start doing some DoorDash. And that's when I buy the scooters and the trucks and stuff like that. I could go drive around the town and do some of the DoorDashing and stuff. That's when I do that stuff. But as of right now, I'm just focused on the business and trying to make as much money for the business so I can expand the business, and not just go and take out loans and stuff. I'm trying to do the game by not using as many loans as possible. I only took out one loan so far in Supermarket Simulator. I paid it all back already, and I don't want to take out any more loans. I want to try to do it all without any loans and try to just keep moving on. It's slower, but it is more rewarding, because then I'm building up a bigger product base and not having to hedge any bets. I wonder if other industries would learn from how I do business in their businesses. Interesting. So, yes, Supermarket Simulator is continuing to be fun as hell. And like I said, I've been playing it just on PC because I like to use keyboard and mouse to play this game, and I'm not going to hook up a keyboard and mouse to my Xbox ROG Ally unless if I put it on my TV or something like that. But otherwise, I would rather use keyboard and mouse for this game than a controller because it's just a lot easier for me to do stuff with. Remote played more Monopoly, of course. Been playing that. Remote played from my Series X console to my ROG Ally X and stuff. And just finished up a few more games of Monopoly. I think I'm going to hold off on Monopoly for a little bit unless if I need to do some more. You know, I might play a little bit more, but I don't know. I got most of the achievements out of Monopoly, so I've been pretty happy with that. I do want to get the rest of the achievements, but I got to do other things to get those achievements. But yeah, it's always good to have a couple games of Monopoly in my corner. And then, of course, Marvel Cosmic Invasion came out recently on Game Pass, also for sale out there if you don't have Game Pass and you just want to buy it legitly. Been playing that remotely, and I gotta say PC. I forgot to put the PC thing down here. Here, let's see here. I'm gonna put it down right now before I forget. So PC and remote play for Marvel Cosmic Invasion. It's a great beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em ups, hack and slash game. It does take a little bit of work to try to learn the techniques of characters and stuff and try to take down the enemies because they seem to get more, what should I say, more tricksy over time. But been very fun. I've been using a lot of my female Marvel Cosmic Invaders like She-Hulk and Storm. And She-Hulk is pretty damn fine in this game. I have to say, the pixelated She-Hulk and Storm, they're pretty busty, pretty sexy. Got to take a look at them. They know how to do a good She-Hulk and a good Storm. Two very hot characters in the Marvel Cosmic universe or cinematic universe, all that stuff. We were in the last version, and I think this was during my Let's Play, I was trying to fight Jean Grey because she had the Phoenix take over that sexy bod of hers, and she was looking all hot and tight, stuff like that, and couldn't take her down. No. And I think I was trying to use Black Panther and who else? It was Black Panther and shit. Who was the other guy I had with Black Panther? It wasn't Captain America. Was it Iron Man? Maybe it was Iron Man. I don't know. I forgot. You'll have to watch my Let's Play on it because that's what I was doing the last time on my Let's Play. But I'm having fun. I'm not the best at it, but it is a fun game. And it is fun of what they were doing and how the story is going and stuff. They're basically throwing whatever they were throwing out at us during the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe here. They're still doing the same stuff, but it feels like this whole Cosmic Invasion thing with Marvel's Cosmic Invasion, it feels like the 98 style of the game of the shows, like from the X-Men shows and stuff from 98 X-Men or 93 or 98. I forgot what it is. Was it 98 or 93? 98 X-Men or whatever. The X-Men of that time period. And it feels really good. Everything feels really good. Spider-Man. Oh, yes. Maybe it was Black Panther and Spider-Man. I think that's the combination I was using there. And I failed at getting down Jean Grey because Spidey can't take down Jean, and Black Panther had a hard time trying to take her down as well. But yeah, I think that was the combination I was using. I think it was Spidey and Black Panther. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it was. And but otherwise, it all seems like these are coming out from the older 98 days of the TV series and stuff, that cartoon series and stuff of all these characters. And it feels very good. It feels very good. It plays very good. Not just the PC version, but the remote playing it from the console to my ROG Ally is pretty fun too. Not that I need to do that because I could just install it on my ROG Ally, but I was just doing it at the time just to get the extra reward points at the time because I didn't want to start a new game of Monopoly, so I'm like, oh, Marvel Cosmic Invasion came out, so I might as well try that out, see how that streams. And it's okay. I'm sure if you do cloud play and stuff, I'm sure that's gonna work just as fine. But playing this game remote play, like the button inputs and all that work just fine to me. Doesn't seem like any lag on that end, which is good because, like I said, I like playing that stuff. And also, it depends on your Wi-Fi systems and stuff like that. If you got a mesh system or not, it also depends on that if it works well for you, depending on your internet and your connections. So just saying that for remote play people. And like I said, I did play some Outer Worlds 2 during the week for that Let's Play that I canceled. And I plan on playing more Outer Worlds 2, maybe today. Trying to do a new Let's Play for the future. But yeah, I've been having some hard times with it. The hard times, and it's not just because I was tired, the hard time I'm always having in the Outer Worlds 2 that I'm finding out that's kind of annoying to me is when you're trying to go to new challenges or missions or whatever, your points of interest, when you get in that general direction of where it says there's stuff going on or where you got to go to do like a next mission or something, it goes to this like, when you get in that area, it goes to this like radar thing where it's like, oh, you got to go find out where this thing is. And I'm trying to do certain tasks and missions for the game, and I'm trying to find out where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing, and it doesn't give you, they don't give you that much information at all. And I was getting frustrated because I'm like, I'm supposed to go into this like control room, and I'm supposed to turn off or shut down or something, some computer thing I'm supposed to do. And I'm looking around, and this one guy that's in there is not helping me. Nothing's saying anything. You don't see any like little icon on there showing you where this thing is or whatever, like they would do in other games. Like most of these other games, I can see where my objective is and what I'm supposed to do. And in Outer Worlds 2, they don't make that objective very clear. It's not clear enough to me. And I'm looking up, and I finally found the objective. It was on the floor in the back of this remote control room. And I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck is on the floor? I did not even think about that because it kept saying, go to the computer, do it on the, I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, this floor thing does not include the computer. It might be the cables in the floor might be attached to the computer, but what does that have to do with the computer? And I got, like I said, I was really tired that time, and I got really frustrated, and it annoyed the hell out of me that I couldn't figure out how to do the simplest tasks in this game. Otherwise, shooting and killing people and taking over installations in the Outer Worlds 2 is just fun. You know, it's fun, easy. I'm a badass in that, but trying to do simple story tasks, trying to advance in the story or doing stuff, it seems like they did not understand how to make the focus better, to make the objective much easier to find. And I think that was a downfall of this game, or it is the downfall of this game, is trying to find the objectives is not easy, and it's annoying, and it could be a lot better. It could be a lot better in this game. Otherwise, the rest of the game is pretty fun. I am very, very fun on it, and like I said, I will hopefully be playing this after the podcast a bit more and finding out if I can not fuck up as much and I can progress more in the Outer Worlds too, because you know, I had some issues with Avowed, but it was not mission-based. I was able to find the missions in Avowed very easily and do those missions. It seems like the Outer Worlds 2, it seems like it's just a little bit more tricksy on how to do that. So I've been having problems with that. And also I hear other people have not been really playing it as much, even though a lot of people say, oh, the Outer Worlds 2 is pretty fun, but everybody's been playing other stuff. So haven't been hearing too much still about the Outer Worlds 2. I think it's just one of those games that has come and has basically fluttered away from people's hands and stuff. And maybe people will come back to it, but then they're like, oh, we forgot all about this game. This is going to be one of those forgotten games. Unlike Avowed, unlike other things. I hear more people talking about, what's that game called? Expedition 33 and stuff like that. And that's one game I tried and I kept trying and I just really did not like. I liked the characters. I liked that barefooted witch lady character or whatever she was, or power character or whatever. She was pretty hot and she was barefoot and stuff and all that. But otherwise, I did not like anything. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the gameplay of that game. I thought it was kind of I don't like all the blocking features because it was all about, oh, you got to block, you got to evade and block. Okay, I don't want to do that. I am bad at that. I'm very bad at that. I wish they would have made it easier and better for me to evade and block attacks and stuff, and that I didn't have to mostly focus on that to, win at a confrontation or something. I would love to just be able to just go hack and slash or do something else or use some powers to do something else and then just move on in the game. And plus, like I said, the game's story just, it's this witch lady that's killing people off and making the date drop from like 33 and then it's going to go to 32. And if you're 32 years old, you're going to die and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a interesting concept, but I just did not get into that game. It just was not a game. I did not like the music too. I liked some of the music, but it was just not for me. It was too French, I guess. It was too French. I just did not, that whole story I just did not get into that in the gameplay. The story and gameplay in Expedition 33, nah. Outer Worlds 2, way, 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 way better than that. But I also didn't get into things like the Silk Song. A lot of people have been talking about Silk Song lately, and I just tried it, never got into it, fell off of it right away. I said, nah, not for me, not for me. But you know what's totally for me? This final game that I've been playing, and I'm going to be playing the shit out of this game, especially now, because I spent a lot of my rewards points to buy a bunch of stuff in this game, because I guess Ubisoft knew how to get my microtransaction money going. So I spent like $30+ in microtransaction money well, it cost me less. It cost me what? $4 or $5 in my money, in real money. And then the rest of it was in fake rewards money that I earned on Xbox, from Xbox, and doing all my tasks and stuff and from the rewards program. So I didn't really spend too much on all my gear and stuff, but I bought a bunch of extra stuff in the game of Assassin's Creed Shadows, where Neo. Oh man, I'm forgetting how to say her name properly. Neo. I bought some Attack on Titan skins for her. I bought that what's her name? I don't think it was Haruka or something. The girl, the female, the adopted daughter, then turned, I guess, lover, girlfriend of the boy of Attack on Titan. Man, I forget all their names already. It's been a little while. I gotta watch Attack on Titan again, get my names together correctly. But the girl that gets all, when she grows up, she gets extra paranoid and she's got to protect him, and she gets all badass and stuff like that. Very hot, but badass. And well, I got her skin, I got her jacket, her boots, all that stuff, and I put it on Neo's character, and she looks badass. She's got that cool sword and stuff. And what I found out, because I was looking it all up and all the specs on this gear I bought and the sword, it makes my character more powerful in the game. And because I'm very early on in Assassin's Creed Shadows, I found out that this improved my character's skill set tenfold. Now I'm chopping down all sorts of enemies, 7s, 8s, all over the place. And those heavy armored characters, those heavy armored guards in certain areas where you gotta like take them down to get into chests and stuff, and they're very heavily armored. Now I'm wasting through them a lot easier too, with my character. And she's got the cool Attack on Titan sword, and she's just like boom, boom, wah, boom, right in front, hack slash, and then super jolt forward. And oh my god, I've just been having a blast. And then I turned my horse into a Chinese dragon that's all flamed on and stuff. So it's this Chinese dragon, burning flame dragon. I forgot what the dragon's called. I should look all this shit up and before I talk about it next time. But oh my god, now I'm riding on a fucking flaming dragon. That's just basically a skin over the horse because you still hear it galloping and whatnot. But you see him going through the Assassin's Creed Shadows, and you see this big flaming dragon thing with the tail wagging and stuff. Oh my god, it's so cool. It is so cool. It was such a great purchase. I was like, this mount is the most amazing mount I ever had, and it just makes me like, oh my god, I'm gonna be just having so much fun playing through Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I haven't even got to Yosuke yet. I'm in Naoe, but Yusuke I haven't gotten to yet. I hear he's like super far into the game, so it doesn't really bother me too much. I want to play as him. I think he looks like a cool badass heavy character himself, but playing as Naoe and just busting through all Assassin's Creed Shadows with her is just fine by me. And I just been doing a lot of side stuff and just unlocking more of the Assassin's Creed Shadows map and stuff like that, and stealing chests and taking on points of interest and stuff like that. And I will get back to doing the main story, but I just been having fun doing all these side things. And I'm purchasing that dragon and the clothes and the weapon. I've been like, oh my god, this is so much fun. And I loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey with Cassandra, right? That was her name, Cassandra. I loved that woman. I loved how badass I got her in that game. This is going to be even much more better with Naoe. And I don't know about Yusuke yet. I didn't buy anything for him because I think I just more focused on her right now and that dragon mount and stuff. And oh my god. I also think I unlocked did I unlock anything else? I thought I unlocked something else, I didn't unlock the map or the treasure chests yet, locations, the hidden locations, because that costs a lot of helix points and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend much real money on this game for microtransactions. Like I said, all those reward points that I spent on this to use with this game, that's fine by me. But trying to limit my extra money of actually using on this game, unless they come out with some more crazy shit. Because that flaming dragon is awesome. And wait till I do my next Let's Play in the following week with Assassin's Creed Shadows. You're going to be like, man, that man's riding that flaming dragon with that girl, that from Attack on Titan girl is riding on that flaming dragon. That's so awesome. And it is awesome. It looks so beautiful. It looks so cool. I'm playing on my Xbox Raw Guy X, streaming from my console, and I'm just playing this game. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so much fun. And I've just been really fixated on this game ever since. So what I can tell you guys, Assassin's Creed Shadows kicks ass. And more people should buy it and play it because it's been on sale a lot. When I bought it, it was like $30 when it was on sale at the time. Because I said I was going to buy Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I wanted to wait till it was on cheap, deep discount sale because I had other games to play at the time. And I bought it. And it was just sitting in my digital library for a while. And I'm like, okay, why don't I just start playing it now after I beat a bunch of other games? And now I'm like, oh, this is going to be one of my main games to play. Because this is awesome. Awesome. And I think Ubisoft did an amazing job. There's still some quirkiness into the game, but I think I'm getting over that. But, oh my god, the character, Naoe, and got her all dressed up and badass now. She's fully powerful and stuff, and like I said, I got my flying dragon to ride on, my riding dragon to ride on. It is just so kick-ass. And I'm like, oh, this is so fun. And the characters are awesome. And the bad guys are so stupid. And I love doing the sneak up and take down, assassinate features of this game where I'm in bushes and stuff. They don't see me. I'm whistling. I love the whistle. I did this in also Star Wars Outlaws as well, the whistle thing where I brought the stormtroopers to me and then I just kill them one by one, take them down one by one. That's what I'm doing in Assassin's Creed Shadows, just taking them down one by one. Sometimes if I get impatient, I'll just jump on all of them. I'll just slice and dice. And I took out like 5 of these bad guy characters at once. And then some more guys came on. And then the super heavy armored guy came. And I just took him out. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be beaten. And I'm just, that's what I got. I got I purchased that ability to get much greater mon and XP points for my character in the game. So now, because I'm very early on, now I'm able to earn, and it says this is good forever in the game, that I'll be able to quickly raise my XP very fast in the game and raise my mon. When I get mon, I'll get like double the mon, triple the mon, whatever it said. So I'm like, I barely purchased anything with my mon. I got a lot of mon in the game already, but I'm like, okay, I'll take some more mon, I guess. But I've just been having fun at Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's such a beautiful looking game. They did such a great job of everything, the shadows, everything. Just all of Japan looks really beautiful. Feudal Japan looks beautiful. Even though it's brutal, it's so beautiful with all the plants and stuff. They got the, what's it called? I'm doing the hand signals on a podcast. They got the cherry blossoms trees going on. The cherry blossoms are falling. You got all the water. Oh my God, it's a really beautiful game. They really did an amazing job. And like I said, more people should purchase this and play this game. You know, if you can find it on sale, which I'm sure you can at places you want to play it on Xbox or PC or whatnot, this is a good game to play. I like this Assassin's Creed. And as I hear, it's very, 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 very long of a game. I don't mind, because me spending whatever $30 plus some of the money I spent on some of that extra gear or microtransactions and stuff, which is very few, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this game as well, just like I did with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm going to get my money out of this game, and I'm going to play the shit out of this game. I'll probably end up playing another 100+ hours in this game. And why not? Because it's worth it. And if you're a gamer nowadays, your gaming dollar has to be stretched to the farthest limits, because games are not cheap. Gaming is not cheap. And you just got to find that way to push that gaming dollar. And this is one of those games where that Ubisoft does very well in, is having you push that gaming dollar farther. Even though it is a corrupt and broken company, as you can tell, it's not doing well at all for Ubisoft. But a lot of gaming companies aren't doing well right now. But at least they provide a lot of content in their games. Too much sometimes, but at least they provide you with some good content. They provide you with a lot of excellent content, which I'm just so happy to have in this game. It's so beautiful. It's such a great game to play. And I bet if I ever beat Assassin's Creed Shadows, I bet you I'll probably go back to Star Wars Outlaws. Unless if I eventually, whenever I beat hopefully I beat, fingers crossed, the Outer Worlds 2, and I just don't fall off of that game like I did the first Outer Worlds. If I play through and I beat the Outer Worlds 2, maybe I'll go and play Star Wars Outlaws is my next side-by-side game along Assassin's Creed Shadows, because I know I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed Shadows for a very long time. I know I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey for a very long time. I'm pretty sure it's going to take me a very long time to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's just how I am as a gamer. I'll stretch that gaming dollar to the highest extent. Okay, so enough about that. Why don't we get into, after my quick break, which you will not notice because it just transitions into the next part, why don't we get into the Game News Now section with the Games News Now, and that is next. So, next.
Locked and loaded, ready for the fight. Game talk news, gonna set the stage alight. Mr. Mike's got the scoop, he ain't holding back. Dropping bombs on the gaming industry track. Hear the thunder, feel the roar. Game talk news, gonna settle the score. From E3 to PAX, they got it all. The highs and lows, ready to brawl.
There we go. That's how I'll end it. So, everybody, welcome to Game News Now here on the GamezAttack podcast. This is the gaming news section. So, if you don't like listening to me talk about a lot of game news, this is where you can end the podcast if you want. That's why I do sections, because then you can choose where to end in your sections, or if you want to continue on, or if you want to start watching this video or listening to this podcast from this Game News Now section, you can do that because it's your choice. And I give you a lot of choices. So to start off at a somber note here, which we had enough somber notes already with this stupid AI bullshit and all these memory companies leaving us, the consumers, to corporate AI bullshit, which will fail. We'll all hope it fails. But real sad news, we lost Icon in the acting and voiceover work realm, let's just say. So I'm going to butcher his name. Hiroyuki Tagawa. Hiroyuki Tagawa. I know. So actor Kerry Hiroyuki Tagawa, the guy who played Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat movie, as well as did the voice of Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11. And he starred in a lot of other movies and shows. He was also in, if you ever watched this show, Walker, Texas Ranger, he was in that too. He was in that too back in the day. Like I said, he was in a lot of movies I've seen him in shows and stuff. So he's well known to me. And of course, as Mr. Shang Tsung and stuff like that, he's well known for that. He sadly has passed away, died at a very young age of 75. Now, you would not think 75 is a young age, but as for someone like me that's 39, almost hitting 40 next year, and then, 75 is not too far away. It's far, but it's not that far. And as you get, like, a lot of people, a lot of assholes out there, we could say, and other people out there that are living in, like, their 90s or beyond, 75 seems very, very young. Very young, indeed. Lost them too early. But actor Kerry Hiroki Tagawa. So, sorry, sir. Sorry, everybody, if I butchered his name. Who played Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat film, as well as the video game Mortal Kombat 11, died at 75. The star of The Last Emperor, Memoirs of Geisha, and The Man of the High Castle died Thursday in his Santa Barbara due to complications from a stroke. Oh, so he had a stroke. Oh, that's sad. As we know, he played the evil sorcerer Shang Tsung back in 95, adaptation of the Mortal Kombat video game. Became an instantly recognizable face for an army of fans. In the movie, Shang Tsung points to a helpless Liu Kang while holding his brother Chan hostage and declares, "Your brother's soul is mine." Yes, I love that. Let's see here. yes, he was used a lot with his likeness and stuff in the Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that. Other film roles included Kawang in James Bond and the James Bond movie License to Kill. Okay. Commander Minoru Genda in Pearl Harbor. Okay, I forgot about that. I have to watch Pearl Harbor to remember that. And Hayashi Mishima in the 2009 Tekken movie. Oh, okay. Okay. I have the Tekken movie, don't I? And the 2014 sequel, Tekken 2, Kazuya's Revenge. Do I have the Tekken movies? Did I see the Tekken movies? I gotta check that out. Let's see. I guess his last major role came in 2015 when he played one of the lead characters in Amazon's The Man in the High Castle. I did not know that. His final role was voicing Iji, the sword maker in season 1 of Netflix's well-received animated Blue Eye Samurai. Ed Boon, development chief at Mortal Kombat studio NetherRealm, paid tribute to Tawaga in a post on social media, stating, "We lost a legend today." He said, "We had the privilege of his portrayal of the first Mortal Kombat film, but also as an amazing voice actor in the Mortal Kombat 11 game. Carrie was one of a kind." And he was great. He was great in a lot of stuff, you know. And he was always hip, even at 75. He was always hip to kids and people. Shit, I wish I would have met the guy. Never got a chance to. And he will be missed. He will be missed because he could have probably did more in the industry, but oh well. He's going on to the Mortal Kombat graveyard in the sky. He's well known. I'm sure his family was proud of him. And more, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be joyous or not because I'm sure this is going to be super expensive, but it's called the Aya Neo announces a monster of a new gaming handheld. So amongst the ROG Allies, the Lenovo Legion goes, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Aya Neo Next 2. So that's what this gaming handheld is called, the Aya Neo Next 2. Apparently trying to one-up every other handheld on the market, being a super powerful, beefy, full-featured gaming computer here. So apparently, and also this article stating it could be very, very expensive, which I'm betting it probably will be, especially with pricing and gaming hardware and memory and storage and stuff like that. So yes, prepare to pay a premium for this. So the Aya Neo Next 2 features a 9-inch display, up to 165 hertz OLED display, that is beautiful, with a 2400 by 1504 resolution and a peak brightness of 1100 nits. So definitely one-upping the ROG Allies out there with the nits. That's pretty bright. You could play that out in the sun all day. Oh yes, probably pulls a lot of power too. The company states it's powered by an AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 chipset, the same powerful chip used by the Asus ROG Flow Z13 gaming laptop, which earned a 9 out of 10 on reviews. Okay. That must be a powerful chip then. The next 2 has an 85-watt thermal design power TDP, or roughly how high its power consumption ceiling is. It's also got a dual cooling fans and a 115 watt-hour battery, a huge gain over the original Next, which had just 47 watts. Yeah, that is a big increase from the 47 watt-hour battery. It also outdoes the 80 watt-hour capacity of the Asus Xbox ROG Ally X. Whether that translates to a longer battery life between charges remains to be seen, because the screen does take a lot more power, so it's going to be a lot more brighter. It's going to take a lot more power to run that OLED screen, so we'll see. We'll see. Between the ROG Ally X, what else does this sport? Does it say anything else? I guess it has 2 touch pads in front of the next 2, which takes a page out of the, as they state, the page out of the Steam Deck thing, which also the company writes support customizable key mapping and initiative gesture control. Otherwise, the console also has 2 Hall effect sticks, Hall effect triggers with 2 stage trigger locks, 4 bumper buttons, and 4 face buttons, and 4 configurable rear buttons. And there's an 8-way D-pad that looks similar to the one Microsoft uses on the Xbox wireless controller. Yeah, that does look like that. Sounds like, let's see here. Doesn't say how much storage is going to be in this thing or anything else. Doesn't say anything about storage capacities and blah, blah, blah. Is it going to have like a terabyte, 2 terabyte thing on there? But I'm also reading what people are talking about in the reviews, because some people bought like the original devices of this AI Neo next. I guess they bought the first one. And a lot of people are saying that this company is not really good. That's what I'm hearing. So believe it as you will, folks. If a lot of these people are saying on this news site's feed here, conversation feed, saying that they have a 5-day no questions asked return window, yet when the person contacted them, they went back and forth through many rounds of troubleshooting, and then the 5-day window left, and then they wouldn't take it back because it was out of the window. So they were trying to push the customer to do all these stupid tests and stuff, but yet not honor their return window because it was right out of it after they stopped doing their so-called testing. Because I guess some of these people had bricked units after a couple days. That's bad, especially after spending $1,500 on these units. That's what they spent on the original. So I don't know. Maybe even if this is going to be a powerful handheld unit, maybe stay away from it. Maybe stay away from it in the company that's making it, because maybe they're not really good at supporting it. Because I think Asus does 30 days or something. They do something a lot longer with backing up their hardware and stuff, especially if you're going to buy it from like Amazon or a regular store or something, and make sure you or buy it even if you buy directly from them and it craps out, make sure you have one of those good credit cards. And if they don't want to do anything about it, you could do a nice chargeback on that sucker. That also works for that. If worse comes to worse and you have to charge back, try not to charge back on like an Amazon account or a Best Buy or something account or something. And try to, if you buy it directly from them, you can charge it back if you don't trust them. That's why I would say buy directly from them, because then you don't have to ruin your relationship with like any of these third-party sites like an Amazon or Best Buy or something to buy this thing from. That's what I always learned. Even though I purchased my ROG Ally, both my ROG Allies from Best Buy, because first off, I know Asus is a decent company, and 2, I knew Best Buy would, be honoring my warranties and reward and return policies and stuff on these devices. So, I never had a problem with that stuff. But if it's something like this from one of these companies that is right straight from China, as they're saying, which most of the stuff is, and you can buy directly from, maybe, I don't know. Or don't buy it at all. Just buy an Xbox ROG Ally X or something else. But you can't even get an Xbox ROG Ally X right now because they're all still sold out. And they're trying to get more in, but they're just selling out like crazy. It is crazy world. The Fallout New Vegas 15th anniversary bundle for the PC is now up for pre-order at Amazon. So people have interesting highlights about these bundles for these, what do you call it? Remaster bundles, whatever you want to call it. Consider them. This is a, anniversary collector's edition bundle, right? 15th anniversary for Fallout New Vegas. A lot of people say if you buy these, they screw them up all the time with, and I hear that a lot with Bethesda stuff and whatnot. And even though Bethesda and Obsidian are owned by Microsoft and Xbox right now, I wonder if they could fumble this and bumble this at all or not. I don't know. Fallout New Vegas. Because this is from Obsidian Entertainment. But they got this cool collector's edition, which I'm like thinking, okay, this is a PC collector's edition. You get I think a code. I don't think it says you get a disc. I think you get a code in the box for the game. And you get, let's see here. You get the copy of Fallout New Vegas 15th Anniversary digital code for Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, which includes all the DLC from it, which I don't think I played any of the DLC for Fallout New Vegas, if I can remember. It comes packaged in a retro collector's big box, which can also be seen in the photo. Yes. Alongside a PC code and the collector's box, it comes with an 8-inch PVC statue of Victor, the Securitron, a set of Doc Mitchell's evaluation cards, a Vault Boy enamel pin, a Mojave Express patch, and an NCR Recon patch. A lot of that stuff I don't really care about. I'm interested in the PVC, I like how they call it PVC statue. Yes, because it's plastic. It's made out of plastic. They molded it and made it. I'm interested in the statue thing. I do like my collector's statues, PVC statues and stuff like that. I am very tempted to get this 15th anniversary Fallout New Vegas bundle with this PVC statue of the Securitron, Victor the Securitron, because I did like him and I like this robot a lot. But then I'm thinking, where am I going to put this son of a bitch in my house? I got a lot of these collector's things. But it's been a very long time since I bought or pre-ordered a collector's edition for something that actually had one of these statues in it. But it's also $155. It's $154.99. It's available on Amazon as well as the Bethesda Gear Store right now. As it's currently set to be released on June 30th, 2026. So, I don't know. Oh, actually, it's only $150.90 after. Oh, that's because I'm using. That would mean I would be using reward points for that. But, yep, it's available. You can pre-order this thing now on Amazon. I'm looking at it right here. I don't know. I'll put it into... Can I put it on my list? Yeah, let me put it in my gaming wish list here. I'm going to put this in my gaming wish list on Amazon right now. How about the Bethesda Gear Store? What does this look like? Whoa, what the cookie? What cookie stuff? I hate cookie stuff. I'm just reading some stuff. This is bad pod. I don't know. Tell me what you think, folks. Let me know. It looks good. I like the game. Will I ever play this game on PC when it's available on Game Pass and stuff? I don't know. Will I be playing this game? Or should I just have it because I'm a collector of this? I don't know. I got time before, because I'm sure not too many. I'm sure, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I'm pretty sure most people aren't going to be spending 155 plus tax plus shipping if you're getting it from somewhere else than Amazon on this collector's edition, because you want to save money and stuff. And, you know, maybe people won't be buying it too much. Plus, there could be other collector's editions down the road. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I'm very interested in it, and I would definitely get it down the road if I have some extra cash burning in my pockets, because that'd be cool to have Victor the Securobot. Actually, I could put him right over here. I got a shelf right over here in my office now that I could put collector's items on, so he would fit right there, I would think. But I got till June. If it sells out, it sells out before I decide to pre-order. If I don't decide to pre-order, you know, and it's out of stock next year, then I won't pre-order. If it's still in stock for pre-orders and stuff on Amazon, that means it's the gaming gods are telling me, hey, Mr. Mike, go waste some money on this stupid plastic collector's statue and stuff like that in the game. Go for it. So if not, if it's all goes out of stock before then I know it's not meant to be. If it isn't out of stock, then I'll purchase it, pre-order it. Why not? That's how I'll do it, folks. So the 15th anniversary in Fallout New Vegas. Plus, you got the Fallout series going to New Vegas in Season 2 coming up pretty soon. So that's going to be interesting. Cannot wait to watch that. Next news story here, which kind of bums me out because as a Xbox fanboy as I am, and the guy that has Game Pass Ultimate, that purchases all sorts of stuff on Xbox, you would think I would have got one of these gift cards. So apparently some lucky gamers were getting free Xbox gift cards through their Microsoft social media accounts, as Microsoft was distributing gift cards for free at random across the gaming ecosystem. So apparently they were giving away like $10 gift cards via the web and via their like Xbox gaming apps and stuff like that. I checked. I didn't get nothing. They didn't send me nothing. I feel a little bummed out because I'm like, shit, you would think you would send these gift cards to people that actually spend a lot of money, because I bought a lot of stuff from their Xbox stores and stuff. You'd think you would, as a actual, like, I don't know, goodwill nature, as a I don't know, not a promotion, but a good advertising ploy, send people like me like $10, $20 gift cards. Go, hey, Mr. Mike, you've been buying a lot of stuff from our stores and all that, and you're Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. You've been doing good by us. Here's some more money to buy on our store that you can use to buy stuff on our store. So here's another $10 something gift card for you because you actually support us. Nah, we'll just give it to random stupid people, probably people with big social media accounts or presences, stuff like that. I bet it's all based on, oh, we are influencers. Thank you again, Microsoft, for fucking me over like everybody else in Xbox. So that was a news story. More Xbox news. The official Xbox app is finally getting a wish list and stuff. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know when it's coming. I was looking on my Xbox app on my phone and stuff. I have not seen it yet, but apparently Microsoft is currently testing a fully featured store section inside the Xbox app for Android. It includes game purchases, DLC, and the availability to build your wish list, which I usually do that on my PC, but if I could do that off my phone app, that'd be cool because it'd be easier for me to do than just go on the thing. I could just look at my app. The new store tab provides users with searchable listings for games, for DLC, and bundles. Just like the store on your Xbox console, you can also filter by options such as Xbox Play Anywhere. Additionally, wish listing support is being added and will sync across devices, whether you wish list within the app, on the web, or on an Xbox console. Like I said, it still has not come yet to my app yet, so maybe it'll come eventually. I think that's a great step forward for them, especially now that Android and, should I say, Google's been slapped prevensively. They don't say they didn't say Apple and Apple devices yet in the Apple Play Store, because or the Apple Play Store, the Apple Store. I wonder if Apple's still like anti-open store stuff. I wonder if they still got something that they're getting. Like, I know the government slapped them too to open up their app store, but I wonder if Google is more slapped than Apple on that issue, where Google is actually opening up that storefront so that Microsoft and Xbox can actually have their store on their app again. I hope that's the case. Because as an Android user, if that happens, that means eventually Amazon could do that again, and then I can order my MP3s off my app instead of going on the computer and buying and purchasing my MP3s and then downloading them from the web store to my phone and stuff. It's so stupid. It's such a stupid thing. It's all because of the paywalls and stuff, and how Google and Apple want to control and get more of those extra cha-ching money from people. It's more, it's more corporate greed. It's their stores, but they're not doing any. They don't really have to do much to maintain these stores, and these aren't their apps that they develop. These are apps for other companies, and it's like, well, yeah, charge them for the use of the app in your store, or downloads from the app in your store, or updates and stuff. But being able to take the purchase money from these stores and stuff, not that Microsoft or anybody else is really hurting, but I'm talking about smaller storefronts. But still, it's like, it seems slimy because Apple and Google aren't doing anything. And eventually this is going to all hit like Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo. Nintendo is going to be the biggest, I think, game company. If this happens, not only on the phone storefront and stuff like that, and app stores and stuff like that for Android and Apple devices and stuff, if this heads over to the console side, when you got closed ecosystems on that side from mostly Sony and Nintendo, Microsoft actually kind of opened all that stuff up more so people can, and they also talked about it for the next gen console, that they're more open to more storefronts being on their console, not just theirs. So they're actually ahead of this curve on this point. But for Nintendo and stuff, closed ecosystem means that's where Nintendo makes their money. If they got to open that, they're going to be using their Nintendo lures to fight this thing like crazy, I bet. More so than probably Sony. Sony will probably eventually give in. But Nintendo, I'm sure Nintendo will definitely fight it. They'll be like, no, this is a platform for the kids and stuff. We cannot open up this platform. You think about the children. Think about the Nintendo children. Oh, no.
Game over.
I wonder if the whole think about the children ploy will come into effect for Nintendo if people like governments and such try to pressure them to open up the Nintendo storefront for third parties. I bet you Nintendo would be like, no, not going to happen. That will be something really funny and big that would be going on in gaming news in the future when all these storefronts are opened up. But hey, I like it that my Xbox app will be more useful again. And they originally, when it first came to be, you were able to purchase and stuff, download and all that stuff, your games from your store, from your Android store. So now it's all going to come back again. You know what else is going to probably hopefully come back? And this is just rumored, but a lot of people are talking about it, and I guess it's been working on behind the scenes. But apparently Capcom is reportedly working on a new Dead Rising sequel starring Frank West. And I am, as Mr. Mike, I am extremely happy about this because I do like my Dead Rising games. More so, I like Dead Rising 3 and Dead Rising, the remastered edition of Dead Rising, or Dead Rising Remastered Edition. I think that's what they called it, because they revamped the gameplay enough for me to like it better. But I hope they make it. I hope they make the next Dead Rising more Dead Rising 3-ish going forward, because I will like that a lot. What it says in the article, it says that this next Dead Rising game could be in a new area. It's not going to be in a mall or anything, or in a town or anything. It's going to be on a movie studio set. So it's going to be in a movie studio. So a film studio in Hollywood, where apparently this bad person, this bad evil director wants to have the best zombie movie ever. So they're going to have all these real zombies in their zombie studio, or they create a pandemic in there or something. We'll find out in the future. And I guess Frank West is going to be there covering it and getting into trouble and trying to solve everything. I'm going to be really happy because I didn't think they were going to be actually making new Dead Rising games going forward, because I guess they weren't. The last new, I'm not talking about Dead Rising Remastered Edition. I'm talking about the last one when they were in that snowy town and stuff. It was more Christmassy. That was kind of boring. I can admit that. That was a pretty boring Dead Rising game. I love Dead Rising 3. I love that the most. I think that was the most open world, let me do what I want to do type of game that I really connected with. And even though Dead Rising was a time-based thing and it was supposed to make you more anxious and stuff, and they revamped it a little bit in Dead Rising Remastered Edition, where it's less of the time thing, which I really like. That's what made me get into that more. Then some people were saying, oh, they're bringing back Frank West again. Why not Nick? Why not anybody else in the Dead Rising universe? You don't know if these other characters won't be in there. And Frank West is Frank West. He's the original Dead Rising guy. That's what I think. And I would love to play as Frank West again in a new game, because I thought he's funny and fun, and he's the original protagonist. He's badass. He's dumb. He's got it going on, and I would like to see him in another Dead Rising game. Sure, you can have another main character, whatever protagonist. You can bring back Nick or the other people, like, what was her name, Claire or something. You can bring back those guys back from the other Dead Rising games, but I wouldn't mind Frank coming back. And if Capcom announces that next Dead Rising game, maybe they'll announce it during the Game Awards. That could be something. That would be something. Or they can announce it whenever. I would definitely like to see that. See a nice Dead Rising, what the future of Dead Rising would be kind of trailer. And see how fast it'll go up on my wish list. Like I said, it's just rumor now, but there's a lot of information behind it, the rumors, so there's got to be something to it. So, well, heads up and ready for more of that. And speaking about more of that, guess who else is going to have more stuff? IO Interactive states, don't worry, guys. Of course there's going to be more Hitman with Hitman 4, and there's going to be a Hitman 4 game and stuff. Right now they're busy working on that James Bond video game, First Light, 007 First Light, but it also, IO Interactive talks about it also has plans to release Hitman 4 in the future, but right now they're working on one game, and eventually they'll work on another game. So I did like Hitman World of Assassination. That was really good game. So like I said, I had a lot of fun with Hitman World of Assassination. I thought they brought a lot of great content to that game. I was never that good at the game, but it was beautiful. It was fun. I played through it. I beat it, surprisingly. And I'd be, like I said, I'm interested in this 007 game, but I'm also would be interested in what they would do for new Hitman games, because they supported Hitman World of Assassination very, very well. Cross when they got to be independent, when they moved over to different publishing things and doing this and that, and then they had to support it on all these platforms and stuff themselves. I think they did a really decent job at all that, and they had to do a lot of work to get it all working in-house and stuff, and then being able to do that 007 game. I'm interested in what IO Interactive has to do. I think more Hitman is what they do. They do Hitman games. They do spy games. They're the spy game developer, and I will support them. Like I said, I will play this 007 First Light game hopefully when it comes out, and I will be looking forward to the next Hitman game in the future and playing that as well whenever that comes out. Apparently, Hitman has had more than 85 million players and over 25 million copies sold. Each more than the million people play Hitman, as they say. Yeah, and they're still supporting. Like I said, they're still supporting Hitman World of Assassination. They still do these missions and stuff that they had on there. Like they got the official Eminem versus Slim Shady mission thing going on right now, which I'm not currently playing because I got other things to play, but people are playing it. It seems interesting, and I'm sure I'm going to see some people play this game for that, and yeah. Like I said, IO Interactive, they're still doing shit. They're doing still good shit over there, and I hope they continue on. I hope that company, games company, does a good job going forward. My hat's off to them. Not that I got a hat on or anything. I just got this weird hairdo going on here. Let's see here. CD Projekt still... excuse me here. I got some weird things going on here. CD Projekt still plans to launch all 3 games in the new series-fronted The Witcher trilogy within a 6-year period. So apparently CD Projekt, which is CD Projekt Red and all that stuff, which also makes Cyberpunk games, states that they're going to have 3 Witcher games in the series-fronted Witcher trilogy. I guess they're having a trilogy of this Witcher. Oh, okay. I didn't know this was going to be a trilogy. So apparently CD Projekt is sticking to its ambitious plan to release all 3 video games in the new series-fronted The Witcher trilogy within a 6-year period. That seems like Call of Duty-esque in nature, and it seems very unlikely to me, folks. Amongst other people that have been talking in the comment section of this article, yes, it seems very unlikely that they're going to hit that mark with these games. I think that's a little too ambitious, a little out of the realm, unless if CD Projekt's super hiring and they're just going to hire everybody on the planet to make these games, then yeah, sure, then they can make them. If they get... There's a lot of people out of work in the gaming industry, so CD Projekt, you can start hiring up with all these people that are out of work, and they can all be working on Witcher games for you. So speaking, I guess during a recent financial call, CEO Mitchell Nowakowski stated that the future of Witcher video games should be delivered in a shorter period of time. Yeah, I haven't played a Witcher game yet, so I'm interested in playing this next Witcher game. I do have The Witcher 3, but I'm more so probably going to play The Witcher 4 when it comes out, because it'll be the newest game in the series, and hopefully it'll run a lot more like Cyberpunk does. But them delivering more games in a short period of time, that is, unless if they're going to really just copy and paste a lot of shit into these games or whatever, use the same world building like they do in Yakuza games, because, you know, it's not unheard of. Look at RGG Studios. They do that with the Yakuza games mostly. They copy and paste from their previous works and stuff, and they add some new stuff to them, and they change out characters and stuff and add story, and that's how they crank out all these Yakuza games they've been doing and all these secondary Yakuza games. So it's not unheard of. I just don't think CD Projekt is up to that task. They talk about they can do this because CD Projekt has switched to the Unreal 5 engine for full production, if not only The Witcher 4, but The Witcher 5 and 6. We've been using, as Nowakowski states, we've been using UE5 for The Witcher 4 for almost 4 years now, and we're very happy with what we have achieved. I think you could have even seen some of that with your own eyes with our tech demo reveal at Unreal Fest a couple of months ago, and we were very happy with the results of that as well. We have already said that, but I'm always happy to say it again, that we're happy with how the engine is evolving through the Epic team's efforts and how we are learning how to make it work within a huge open world game, as The Witcher 4 is meant to be. In a way, yes, I do believe further games should be delivered in a shorter period of time. Now, if that happens, that is yet to be seen, folks. Like I said, if they're using the same character models and stuff like that, and they're just making new stories in the same worlds, okay. Because like I said, RGG Studios, under Sega and stuff like that, they do that with the Yakuza games. So if CD Projekt can do it if they're going to do the same kind of thing with the Witcher games, I can see that. Are they going to be good? That's yet to be seen. Because, a lot of people will go back to Cyberpunk being a fumble and a stumble out the door when it first released, but then it got better over time. So people keep mentioning that a lot and saying that they don't have that much faith in CD Projekt. Like I said, for my own testimony on this, like I always say, I loved Cyberpunk when it first came out. Sure, it was broken as shit, but it was still fun for me to play. I liked the story. And like I said, the only thing that was really, truly broken in that game for me was probably the audio soundtracks, which was pretty much a bummer back in the time because I really did like the music of Cyberpunk, but otherwise I played through it. But then, like I said, did get better and better, and I did play it again when it got better. And yes, if they're using now Unreal and not using the Red engine anymore, and they're using the Unreal 5 engine and they're getting better results, like I said, it could be a possibility that they come out with Witcher after the Witcher 4, Witcher 5 and 6 within those very few years, because if they got a story and they got a lot of content and story that they can put in those games, they can just reuse assets and stuff, maybe make a little bit of new assets for different areas and stuff, and they can still put out a series like that. I can see it. Like I said, if RGG Studio can do it, the Yakuza series, I can see maybe CD Projekt doing it as well. But how's the quality going to be? That's the big thing. Is it going to be quality, or is it going to be just a lot of coming out? And all these games will probably be $70. So are you going to get your $70 worth out of each of these Witcher games? Or do you just want a Witcher 4 game and then to just work on Cyberpunk 2 and not worry about the other Witcher games? Because, of course, Cyberpunk 2 is in the works now as well. And I'd rather have a Cyberpunk 2 faster more than worrying about the Witcher games. Because, like I said, I never played the Witcher games. I watched the Witcher TV series. That was pretty good. But I never played the games. I will, like I said, with Witcher 4, sorry. But could they do that with Cyberpunk? Maybe that's a different beast with Cyberpunk. Because if it's taken them a long time to do Cyberpunk 2 here, maybe that's a different beast. I don't know. A lot of people saying that this is good, sounds good, not good. A lot of these people say they will succeed in this. I don't know. If they succeed, great. If these games are good, great. You know, like I said, I would like to find out because I think the Witcher series is interesting. Like I said, watching when the Witcher series, the show was pretty fun. Playing as Geralt or series seems interesting. I will be interested in this game. When The Witcher 4 comes out, I will be interested in it. Maybe I'll get it. We'll see. I got to see more gameplay and see how it goes. And whenever that comes out. I don't know when that comes out yet. But very interested in that. Let's see here. So there was some stuff going on. And I guess this has been debunked or something. I don't know. But a lot of people are talking about, I guess Jeff Keighley was doing some speculation or teasing like what they were considering a Diablo 4 expansion for the Game Awards for this year. So I guess and there was this demonic monolith located in the Mojave Desert alongside some location details and stuff. I guess some demonic thing, and they were talking about this could be for The Witcher 4, or not The Witcher 4, Diablo 4 for expansion or something. I don't know. And then I heard there's more stuff that debunked it or something. But there's not much more going on to this, but a lot of people are speculating and talking about this. And a lot of people are saying, well, maybe this will be cool, maybe not. We'll see about Diablo 4. For me, I haven't even bought this Diablo 4 expansion. I just played Diablo 4 and that was it. I got all my content. I'm done with it. I don't foresee myself purchasing any of these expansions because I think the game's good the way it is when you're done with it. I know there's still people playing the game for more expansions. Some people are saying that this expansion has let them down with PoE 2 and stuff. I don't know. But I don't know. But some people say this isn't for Diablo 4, that this is just a tease for something else, but I don't know. And because I'm not really going to watch the Game Awards until after the Game Awards are over, because it's not worth it for me and I got to scrub through a lot of content and stuff. I'll probably find out after everybody else. Game Awards is on this week, this Thursday. That's another reason that I'm not going to watch the Game Awards, because it's on at 8 p.m., right around 8 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. Why? I do not know why that Jeff Keighley always puts these stupid Game Awards out during the middle of the week, or it's semi-end of the week, semi-end middle of the week, where he puts it on at the end of the day at so late, because if the Game Awards show is going to go on for a few hours, that means it's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. What are you thinking? Why not put this Game Awards show on like a Friday night, or maybe even a Saturday, but mostly a Friday night would do it? I don't understand why he doesn't do that. It's stupid to me. And I don't care about the Game Awards. I watched a few of them, and then the advertising got to me and stuff. They got so much dumbass advertising. I just fell off of it and stuff. And it's just like, And like I said, you can watch all this stuff after the fact. You can scrub through it. You can see the big announcements. And then all the trailers that come out from the big announcements go onto their own individual pages anyways on YouTube and such. So you can just watch them as is and not worry about watching the Game Awards show. So it really doesn't matter. I think Jeff Keighley, even though he's been around in the industry for a very long time with all these games shows and stuff, he's too much of a producer and stuff now, and it just does bad shows. I do not like the Game Awards at all. And I think it's on at a stupid time, stupid days, stupid times. I don't care about, we got to put this on network TV and this is when people watch network. No, people got jobs. I got to go to work at early in the morning the next day. I'm not going to watch this bullshit. If you put it on a Friday night, that's more likely more eyeballs because people aren't working on the weekends. You know, people with money that pay for things. So I don't know. I don't really care about Jeff Keighley's Game Awards show. I never did. Thought it was pretty stupid. Too much advertising in it. It's not the Super Bowl of gaming at all. And I can watch all the stuff after the fact. And if this is a Diablo 4 expansion or not, I don't know. Could be another Doom. Maybe it's a Doom expansion. Maybe it's for Doom the Dark Ages. Maybe that's getting an expansion pass. Anybody think of that? Guess not, but maybe. Who knows? So we'll just wait and we'll find out what that is truly. Maybe it's another Hellblade game because they did premiere that at the Game Awards. Maybe it's Senga Saga's Hellblade 3. Ooh, more technical art. I played and beat that second one. I didn't beat the first one. I beat the second one of that. So that was kind of interesting. Interesting in a technical form, especially because I didn't have to pay for it because I had it on Game Pass. So that was always good. That saved me a bunch of money from buying that game. But yeah, we'll see. And the final game news story here, we got here. PlayStation announces partnership with J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Games to publish 4-player co-op shooter from Valve's former Left 4 Dead designer. So PlayStation will publish a new 4-player cooperative shooter directed by former Left 4 Dead designer Mike Booth, which will be the first internally developed game released by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Games studio. Sony said it would help produce the mysterious project at launch for the PlayStation 5 and PC. The game is referred to as still being unannounced, and no further details were revealed other than the fact it will be an all-new IP. And they talk, Bad Robot people talk about all the stuff about, oh, we are partnering with Sony Interactive. Interactive is awesome, blah, 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 blah. Suck cock. Yeah, excuse me. Being a little explicit there, but kissing ass. Yeah, I don't know. I know the Left 4 Blood and Left 4 Dead designer and stuff. Didn't that designer also do the Left 4 Blood game or something? I don't know. 4-player cooperative shooter. Is it going to be good? We know nothing of it. What can it do for us? What can it do for the... Sony needs some games. Maybe this is a game that Sony can actually use to put out. This is an actual game. It's another shooter. It's also a multiplayer shooter. 4-player cooperative. Sony hasn't been doing too well with that stuff. Especially those live service games. I don't know. Sony they need a game. They need a win. You can say you sell more PlayStations than any other console and Xbox and blah, 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 but it still doesn't mean you're making a lot more money. It doesn't mean that your fan base is buying more games from you. It doesn't mean you're doing well. You still got competition from Microsoft and Nintendo and Steam, the PC world and stuff. I don't know, Sony. You can talk a lot of talk now, but unless if you have those really good first-party interesting games, it's still just a piece of hardware that people could play other people's games on. That anybody can play anything on PC. PC's universal. Consoles are locked down, individual preferences, and that's how the ball bounces on that. Mm-hmm. As you can tell, I'm definitely not a Sony fanboy. Like I said, I will buy their games. If they put them on a PC on Steam and stuff, like I said, I bought a few. I still got to play them someday, games. And I would like it if they went back to the original God of War games, did original Kratos and not these open world RPG type of games with Kratos and stuff. I want my hack and slash Kratos back. Please, Sony, bring me back my hack and slash Kratos back. Bring back my infamous games. Stuff like that. I would totally play those games. I'm not going to say I'm going to buy a PlayStation anymore, but I'll buy and play those games if you bring them to me, especially for PC. Or if you were really, really wanting to get some extra money, you'd go put them on the Xbox. Because why not? I think that's enough podcast. I think we're done. We're done with the games for news for now, folks. Yeah, we're done. We're done with the games news. Boy, that was a lot of podcast. Like I said, I want to make them smaller, but they don't get that way. With all the news to talk about, there's a lot of gaming news out there and a lot of stuff to talk about. It does not work out that way. Anyways, folks, I am going to leave you guys for this podcast. I'm going to go right now because I'm recording this on Sunday. You'll get this tomorrow, Monday, in the afternoon. I am going to go end this podcast. I'm going to go make myself some lunch because it's lunchtime. After my lunch, I'm going to go play some games, have some fun, do some more recording of games, also edit this podcast, get it all ready for tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So everybody, this is Mr. Mike signing out. Hopefully there'll be better times ahead, but I doubt it. We all doubt it. All of us in the gaming industry, influencers, podcasters, gamers alike, we all know it's going to be some dark times ahead. It's going to be some hard, dark times ahead for gaming. But if you can pull through it, if you got your consoles, you got your PCs now, you got your gaming hardware, all you have to do is buy the software. And if you can stick with what you got now, and it's going to be good for you for another, 3 to 6 years. I know I'm putting a big number on that, 3 to 6 years. But remember, years go by quick now, at least for me. It seems like years are going by quick. But if you can hold through on that and just play the games, and you're still able to play the games, you should be good. Because that's what you're here for the games. I'm here for the games. Not just the hardware, but the games. I got the hardware. I'm good. So when the industry's crumbling all around us, the tech industry and all that, I got the hardware. Just need those games to be able to play on my hardware. As long as those are still being made, we should be pretty good. So I'm trying to have a light at the end of that tunnel there. We should be good throughout the darkness with the games because we're all gamers. So everybody, Mr. Mike signing out saying game on, game hard, world conquest. I'm pushing this gaming button. This show is now game over, man. So till next time, peace.
Pixels flicker neon bright, old freaky gamer plays all night. Joystick in one hand, fries in the other. He's the king of one more level, brother. Press start, he's in the zone. His throne's a squeaky chair alone. Old freaky gamer, he's got the knack. Blasting through the game's attack. Level up and don't look back. Old freaky gamer on the track.
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. Game over.